The batsmen in, opening batsmen are Gaspar Prosper and Alex Joseph.
That's correct, manage.
Yes. Okay, and our umpires today is none other than Ale Ashby and Bartholomew Donovan. And to open the bowling for Soufriere Stumpers, Jeswell Prosper, and he is bowling from the southern end. So a voice you will be hearing is that of Eldridge Charles, and we see the first delivery from Jeswell Prosper, operating from the southern end, and he's bowling to Gaspard Prosper. And first ball, and there is no run. So the next voice you'll be hearing through the commentary is Eldridge Charles. Not one of the
Jeswell continues to Gaspar. A full ball and is blocked. Just back to the bowler. So we have no runs. So first two balls, very good from Jeswell Prosper. And the wicket looks a little like it has some life in it, a little grass. And the bowler is back on his mark. Jeswell has been bowling well in the first these two games so far. Comes up and he bowls to Gaspar, and Gaspar is forward defending again. So no runs. So far the first three balls, we have no runs scored. And Gaspar, an experienced campaigner, has been doing well in cricket in St. Lucia for a long time, especially in the shorter formats. So he, along with his partner Alex, they really know how to get going. So right now, Jeswell just needs to keep that line and length. Oh, it was a slower ball, and they got a little edge on it. It bounced just before first slip, and the batsman scamper for a single. It was really good bowling by Jeswell. The ball just didn't carry to the first slip, and he just gave him a little touch, I would say, on his chest. It wasn't too hard. He's up, he's recovered, and they're ready to go again. And this time now Alex is on strike to Jeswell, who so far has only conceded one run and been bowling very well. Okay, and the batsman asking for his guard. The bowler is ready. And Alex taking his time right now, just looking at the field, putting on his gloves and getting ready to face Jeswell. Yeah. And Jeswell comes in, bowls to Alex. He drives, and this one goes to deep mid wicket for a single. And so far, a good over, only 2 runs off the over. And we have one delivery left for the over. He walks up to his mark, and Gaspar is back on strike. And this time we see Gaspar taking a few steps outside of the crease. Standing in, originally it was more difficult. Let's see if it becomes easier to hit there. And he flicks. It seems to have worked. And that's the first boundary right now. 4 runs. Flicked off the legs for Gaspar. And this will be the end of the over.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the end of the first over, and the score 6 without loss. City Blasters are in the batting. Soufriere Stumpers choose to bowl first. They have won the toss and they choose to bowl first. And we have seen the first over completed by Prosper, Jezreel Prosper. So we move on to the second over. It's going to be bowled by the man in the number 47 shirt. So the new bowler coming from the airport end is Quint Mesmer. He'll be bowling to Alex Joseph. So we are into the second over of this match and the first innings. So Mesmer is with the ball and he's bowling from the Huyonora airport end, and he is coming into Alex Joseph. Alex Joseph comes forward and play that on the offside, and there is no run. The loud shout of his partner Gaspar Prosper and sent him back, and there is no run. So as we are in the second over and we are here at the Philip Massile grounds in Vieux-Fort. Very quiet afternoon as Mesmer comes in again. It's in the air. Oh, and it's well caught. He tried to hit that one and over the cover region, over the on mid-wicket area. Quiet and afternoon. Right into the hands of the fielder there, and the first wicket goes. Oh, Alex well caught. Alex he tried to hit that one, and the wicket goes for City Blasters. So it's a 6-for-1, and we're just in the second over of the innings. So the new batsman in is Keddy Lesporis, replacing. So the confirmation come, the fielder taking the catch is Desmond Alfred. And so the first wicket going down in the second over. So City Blasters are 6-for-1. So Quint Mesmer is the bowler in action as he comes from the airport end, bowling to Keddy Lesporis, who comes forward and pushes that one down the pitch, and there is no run. So lovely atmosphere here this afternoon. There would be a doubleheader. Later on, we would have Shrewsbury Craft Masters versus the Mabuya Valley Renegades. And here comes Mesmer, Quint Mesmer, to Keddy Lesporis, who leaves that one to go through to the keeper. And there is no run. So Quint Mesmer picked up the first wicket. That of Alex Joseph, trying to force that one over Madoff and losing his wicket in the process. There's an appeal for caught behind, but umpire Ali Ashby has no interest in that one, and there is no run. So Mesmer bowling quite tight indeed this afternoon for Sufres Stumpers, as he has a man at extra cover, a man just backward point, a man at mid wicket, and he comes in now to bowl to Keddy Lesporis. A very good shot, playing that down to third man. Third man fielder comes up, and the batsman across for 1. And the score moves on to 7-1. So next voice you would hear to take you through to the next over is that of Eldridge Charles.
And a quiet start for the City Blasters, who usually on fire, especially if they had it in of Gasper, and now joined by the CPL player for the Stars, Keddy Lesporis. But Jezreel had a really good over, although the last ball went for 4. Up to then he was bowling really tight. So let's see if he can get back to that and keep the bowling tight as usual. Right now, the Soufriere bowling attack seems to be doing very well. The run rate is only 3.5 per over, which is very good. But let's see how long they can keep that up, especially the firepower that the City Blasters has. With the likes of Darren Sammy coming through, and also Stephen Natram, Alan Prosper. So I expect some fireworks a little later on as the opening bowlers give way. And now they just organizing the field, and the bowler seems ready. Keddy Lesporis on strike. Bowler runs in. And he bowls on a good length and is cut to point. The fielder stops brilliantly. There's no runs off that first ball. And Keddy seems to just be getting ready, fiddling with his gloves, and just looking at the field as a bowler walks back up to his mark. He's been bowling a very good line, tight, just about off stump. So the batsmen have been having trouble hitting him. So let's see if he continues. Comes in and he bowls, and he's on a good line. And Keddy hitting it to point again, and no runs. So it looks like Keddy is trying to get that ball past the point fielder, as Prosper is keeping that good line. And right now, Prosper is back on his mark. He put in a second fielder in the point area. I guess they're looking for that ball to be hit in the air. And he bowls. Good line. He drives forward to mid-off. And they run through for a single. And the backing up the ball passes through the fielder's legs. And they come back for a second. And the ball is coming into the keeper and there. So the batsman pushing for a single and then getting that overthrow and taking that into 2 and making it into 2 runs. The Soufriere team seems determined this game after that first loss to keep the bowling tight. And the last game, we remember that Jezreel was bowling well, but the other bowlers seemed to be a little way in the fielding was a little poor. But right now they're back, and Jezreel bowls 1, and it's outside the off stump again, and a hit for point. But the fielder again stops there, so no runs. And the ball in the 4th ball. So far it's been a very good over. Only 2 runs off the over. And the Soufriere team seems to be alive right now. And Keddy seems to be struggling to get the ball away from Jezreel as he runs into bowl right now, and he goes past the umpire and he bowls. Good line just on the leg stump. He flicks it through square leg. And they come back for 2. So just straying off his off-stump line there. And he has 2 guys there at point and in front of square. But he strayed off his line there and gave one on the body, and he could easily just flick away. The fine leg came around and stopped the boundary, but they got 2 runs at the end of the day. And he now comes in for his last ball. He's at the top of his mark. And Keddy is now settling and ready. And Jezreel comes into bowl. He goes past the umpire and bowls. And it's good line, just on the body, and it hits straight to mid-wicket and no runs. So a very good over, only 4 runs of the over. And Soufrière seems to be keeping it very tight and keeping the Blasters at bay, although right now we have two of the most experienced hitters in St. Lucia at the crease. And now we go back to Mr. Oliver for the next over.
Thank you, Mr. Charles, for doing quite a good job on your debut here at the Philip Marcellet Grounds 2019 for the SPL third season. So we will continue here at in Vieux-Fort. Soufrière Stumpers versus the City Blasters. And it's the fourth match of the tournament so far. It began on Friday evening with Choiseul and the Stumpers. Of course, Choiseul coming out victorious. And so right now we have Mesme, Quint Mesme, operating from the airport end as he comes in to Gaspard. And they come through for a quick. Let's look at the umpire and see if actually he played it. Yes, there's no signal coming from. So run from the bat, and the score moves on to 12-1. The wicket of Alex Joseph. It's the only one taken so far, and we are in the fourth over of the innings, and it's been bowled by Quint Mesme. He has one slip employed. We have a man at backward point, a man at extra cover. It's a man at a long off. As he comes in, a very good shot, beating the man there at extra cover, and it runs into the boundary for a Lucilec power boundary. So the first boundary being hit by Keddy Lesporis. The second one I was told by our statistician, Mr. John Smith, signal by the umpire 4 runs. So the score moves on to 16-1, and we are in the fourth over of the innings. So here comes Quint Mesme again to Keddy Lesporis. Comes forward, push that on the offside, go through for a quick single. And that's all they will get, and the score moves on to 17-1. City Stumpers played their first game versus the Craft Masters on Friday night to open up the season, the SPL third season, but yet they went down to Choiseul Craft Masters, and yet they're here to put something on the board this evening as Mesme come through. Goes down the leg side, and batsman crossed, and a wide signal by umpire Ale Ashby, and the score moves on to 19-1. So we have the City Blasters batting. So it's 19-1. And we are in the fourth over as Quint Mesme comes into Keddy Lesporis, who pushes that one down to mid-off, and scampered through for a quick single, losing his bat in the end. And the score moves on to 20-1. So Quint Mesme picking up the first wicket, that of Alex Joseph. For a 1, faced only 3 balls, and here comes Quint Mesme as he bowls to Gaspard Prosper, who flicks that one just at backward square, and it goes down to the boundary for 4. Another Lucilec power boundary. Yes, as we continue here at the Philip Marcellet Grounds in Vieux-Fort. A lovely afternoon, and I know that will be a great match here. 2 great matches going to be played here today. Next one coming up at 7:30. And here comes Quint Mesmer bowling to Prosper, who is in the air just over the man at backward square. And it runs into the boundary now for 4. So that's a top shot. And it goes into the boundary for 4. So the score moves on to 28 for 1. And the end of the 4th over. Yeah. So our scoreboard yet to confirm, and our statisticians says it's 28 for 1 after 4. Next voice, Eldridge Charles.
Yes, and right now the run rate has jumped from 3.5 to 7. So right now the Blasters double their run rate, and they continuing right now with a change of bowling. And Cameron Charles will be taking over on the 7th end. The last over, we had a couple boundaries there. Gasper hitting 2. That really got the run rate up, and so now we have a change in bowler on the 7th end. Cameron Charles, who did not play the first game, is now back for the Soufriere Stumpers, and Keddy Lesporis getting ready to face him, and he's just making sure his field is set properly. And of course, right now we going into the 5th over, so we still have plenty of overs. And so the Soufriere team seems ready. They push a guy back, a short fine leg, and Cameron comes into bowl. He bowls full outside the leg stump for a wide. His first delivery just a little wayward. And Keddy flashed, but he missed, and the keeper just took a wicket wide. And so now the score moves on to 29 for 1 after we into the 5th over. And the bowler seems ready, the batter is ready, and we're getting ready. Cameron comes into bowl. Bowls full on the legs, hitting it, and the batsman skip through for a leg by. And now we have Gasper on strike, who in the last over hit a couple boundaries, so he seems ready to go. Okay, and now we have Gasper, the field switching around. They bring in somebody around to a mid-wicket area, and Cameron wants to be happy with his field. He has the men he has back is the mid-on. He has mid-on back and everybody else in the circle. He comes in, goes past the umpire and bowls. And Gasper is back and flashing. He misses. And they run through for a quick leg by. The City Blasters seem very determined to get runs on the board. Even when they miss, they try to, as much as possible, to get those quick singles in. And the score moves on to 31 for 1. And the 5th over. And now the left-right combination has the fielders moving back and forth. And now they drop a man into a third man position, a deep third man position. And Cameron Charles get ready to bowl to Keddy Lesporis. And the bowler is ready, and he starts his run up, and he goes past the umpire, and he bowls full outside the off stump, and he lets go. And this one a little too wide, and umpire signals a wide, which moved the score on to 42 without loss for 1. And the bowler is ready again. He goes past the umpire and he bowls. And this one he flicks through mid-wicket, and that one goes to the boundary for a loose power boundary as 4 runs. And that moves the total to the ball is ready again. And right now, Kemal seems to be struggling to get his line right. Flicks through mid-wicket, and that one goes to the boundary for a loose power bound. And Keddy seems ready to take advantage of this to get the run rate up and keep the score ticking along. The batsmen, these two batsmen, batted together for quite a while, playing for the same team, and they really look to push the singles and also the boundaries whenever they batting together. And Cameron goes past the ball and he bowls, and he's short outside the off stump. And Keddy quick to pounce on it, hitting for a point for 4 runs. Another loose leg power boundary, which brings the score now to 40 for 1. Right now, the City Blasters look set to push. In the last over, we had a couple of boundaries, and now they look to attack the bowling of Cameron Charles. We'll see how the bowler responds to that. Getting back-to-back boundaries. He gets ready, and he goes past the umpire and bowls full, and he gets it. Hits it back to the bowler. The bowler looks for a run out, but Gasper is in his crease right now. Was a good return delivery after those 2 boundaries, and it full and good area though. The batsman could do nothing but nothing else but push it back to the bowler. And Cameron gets ready to come in, and he stops on the top of his mark. He doesn't seem ready. And now Cameron seems ready. He goes past the umpire and bowls. It's a short ball. Keddy back to pull. And he pulls it down past the fine leg fielder all the way for 4. It really seems to be changing gears right now. With 3 boundaries in the over so far. And that's the end of the over. And the score now moves on to 44 for 1. And carrying it through the next over will be Mr. David Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. And the action continues here at the Philip Master Grounds in Vieux-Fort. Contest is between Soufriere Stumpers and City Blasters here this afternoon. The first match, there's a doubleheader. Coming up later, you'll have Shows Aircraft Masters versus the Renegades, the Mabuya Valley Renegades. So that will be a very interesting match later at 7:30. At the moment, we have the Stumpers, the Soufriere Stumpers, and City Blasters. We know that Stumpers won the toss and chose to bowl first, and they have lost 1 wicket. The City Blasters, that of Alex Joseph, for 1, and there is a change of bowling. So the new bowler coming from the airport inn is Desmond Alfred. He will be bowling to Gasper Prosper. He nudged that one just behind square. The fielder who is short comes up, and the batsman cross for 1. So here we have Desmond Alfred with the ball, and he's bowling from the airport end, and he will be bowling to Keddy Lesporis, who've been hitting quite a number of balls around the park. Here he comes to Keddy Lesporis. Very good shot out to the man who is at backward point. There's a call for a run out, but the batsman was safely home. They crossed for 1. Well stopped by the man at backward point, and the score moves on to 46 to the man who was at backward point. There's a call for a run out, but the batsman was safely home. So here comes Desmond Alfred again to Gasper. In the air, it's falling short. Palm fell. And the batsman scampered through for a quick single, bringing the scores to 47 for 1. And we still within the power play with 3 balls remaining. So Kelly Lesporus awaits this delivery from Desmond Alfred. Nudge this one down to third man, and only one they will get as the third man fielder comes up and fielded well. And the score moves on to 48 for 1 with 2 more balls remaining in the 6th over of the innings. And it's Desmond Alfred running in from the Huronora International Airport end, bowling to Gasper Prosper, who flicked that one down to fine leg. Oh, the batsman gave up and thought it was into the boundary. But with the good fielding, the ball pulling up short of the boundary, and the batsman only crossed for... they haven't crossed. Yes. Batsman got confused in the middle and had to return to the crease. And there is no run. So with the final delivery of this over comes Desmond Alfred to Gasper Prosper, nudged that one at deep gully. And the batsman crossed for a quick single, bringing the over to an end. So the power play has gone, and it's 49 for 1, the City Blasters here. So the next voice you'll hear to bring you to the 7th over of the innings is Eldridge Charles.
And right now the run rate actually jumped to 8.17. But now that the power play ends, we'll see how the Soufriere responds and what happens. And right now we have Gasper on strike, who's now on 17 of 13 deliveries, and he faces Kemrol Charles. The non-striker Kelly Lesporus has moved to 25 of 20 deliveries with 4 fours. And Kemrol bowls and is shot, and batsman swings and misses. There is no call. It was a good shot ball from Kemrol. And right now, the City Blasters on 49. And the bowler runs up and he does seem ready, so umpire signal dead ball and they just adjust in the field. And of course, right now the partnership is 43 runs between those two. Alex going out for 1 very early. Kemrol bowls and is shot, and Gasper is onto it quick, hitting it back at the back of square, and it goes for 4. And that brings a 50 up for the City Blasters of 40 deliveries in 39 minutes with 8 fours, with Gasper Prosper hitting 4 and with Kelly Lesporus hitting 4 fours to contribute to that 50. These two bowlers right now, both their strike rates are over 100, with Gasper hitting at 150 and Kelly Lesporus at 125. And Kemrol comes in and he bowls from round the wicket this time. And Gasper is back and hitting it over square leg for 6 runs. For a magical maximum 6. Bowler trying a different tactics, but he puts it right into the hitting stone of the batters. And let's see how the batsman, the bowler responds. And he comes in and he bowls to Gasper again. Gasper is back and flicking that one for 6. What a shot right now. 6 runs of the bowling of Cameron. A flick over fine leg for 6. And this one went out of the grounds. What a beautiful shot that was. He now moves on to 33, and the score moves on to 65 for 1. And right now we're in the 7th over, 3 deliveries left. And so far it's been all boundaries. Let's see how Cameron responds. And he comes in, he bowls. He's full, and he's hitting it straight over the batsman. Another 6. Right now Gaspar is on fire. His strike rate goes up to 229. And he hits his third 6 consecutively. Perhaps before he comes in, he bowls. He's full and he's hitting it straight over the batsman. Another 6. The score moves on to 71. And the bowler right now doesn't seem to have an answer for Kemal Charles, for Gasper Prospect. Kemal Charles doesn't seem to have an answer right now. 4 deliveries, 4 boundaries, 1 4 and 3 6s, and he continues to bowls past the umpire. A slow ball, and Gasper is onto it quick, and another boundary, 4 runs again. This over now going for 26 runs of the 5 deliveries, 4 boundaries, 1 4 and 3 6s, and he continues to bowls past the umpire. Slow ball, and Gasper is onto it quick, and another boundary, 4 runs. Yeah, and the score now 75 for 1. Gasper moves on to 43 of 18 deliveries, and Kelly Lesporis remains on 25 of 20 deliveries. And the City Blasters seem to really want to get going. Right now the run rate climbs to 10.98. And right now to carry for the next over we have Mr. David Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. And it seems like City Blasters are off to a very good start, despite the lone wicket of Alex Joseph. And Kelly Lesporis and Gasper Prosper are doing quite a job out there in the middle, as the umpires have a look at the ball and seeing that the ball has been damaged. And at this time, they seem like they will have a replacement ball coming up. As the players take a breather, we look at the scorecard. The first wicket going down, it's for that of Alex Joseph, who was caught off the bowling of Quinton Mesmer for 1, faced 3 balls, and he had to go. And right now the batsman in Quint Prosper, who was on 43 of 19 balls. He had gotten 5 fours and 3 sixes, and Keddy Lesporis is also there. He's on 25 of 20 balls with 4 fours, and he hasn't hit a maximum yet, Mr. Charles. Right, but we know it once he stays at the crease, he's going to manufacture that kind of run and boundaries to show his talents out there. So we're ready to go after that short break, and we're getting ready for Desmond Alfred with his second over, and he's coming from the airport end, and he will be bowling to Keddy Lesporis. So Keddy Lesporis played that one on the outside and scampered through for a quick single, and his tallies goes to 26, and the score moves to 76 for 1. That's a City Blasters in blasting at the moment. So here comes Desmond Alfred from the airport end as he bowls to Gasper Prosper. Well, flick and eluding the wicket keeper. It goes into the boundary now. And it's been signaled 4 runs by umpire Ali Ashby. So the score moves on to 80 for 1. And Prosper is on 47, while Esporis is on 26. So Prosper is inching closer to a half century.
So the current score is 84 1, I believe, after 7 overs, right?
So here he comes again. Prosper swings and misses the ball a bit wide. And been signaled by the umpire warning the bowler that he only can bowl one of those deliveries. And here he comes again. That's Desmond Alfred to Gasper Prosper. Swings and annoyed with himself as he mishit that shot, and the ball didn't go too far. And just go on the outside, and there is no run. Alfred to Gasper Prosper. Swings and annoyed. So here comes Desmond again with a very good shot. It's gone. See, is it a maximum? We are waiting the signal of the umpire. It's a very good shot. So the hands raised by Ali Ashby. It's as a maximum. It's a brilliant shot. So the 50 is up for Gasper Prosper. 50 runs in 23 balls, 40 minutes. 6 fours and 4 sixes. So Gasper Prosper manufacturing these boundaries around the park today, doing quite a magnificent job for the City Blasters. He's still on strike, and here comes Desmond Alfred running into Prosper again. He's trying to. There's an appeal. Oh, it's the appeal, but there is no contact with the bats, and the over comes to an end. It's the 8th over has completed, and the score goes to 86 for 1. So the next voice to bring you through the 9th over is that of Eldridge Charles.
And the bowlers seem to have no answer for the City Blasters right now. The 2 batsmen seem very comfortable hitting the ball all over the place. And right now the Soufre Stumpers seem to want to change the option, bringing on some spin with Dalius Monrose to bowl into Keddy Lesporis, who now is on 26 of 21 deliveries, hitting the ball at a strike rate of 123. And with the power play now, they are free outside of the circle, waiting on the delivery from Monrose. He goes past the umpire. He bowls full outside the off stump. And Keddy looks to caress that one, but he misses. And goes through to the keeper. Right now, Soufre should just be looking to stifle the runs and building pressure. And Monrose bowls. It's full. Outside the off stump, they push through for a single. Oh, a quick single there. Gasper having to flip over, and he's on the ground. Looks like holding the back of his leg, his hamstring. So hopefully he'll be okay. But the batsman there took a quick single of the bowling of Monrose. The bowler running in, fielding his own ball and sending it in quickly to the keeper, but the batsman made it in safely and rolled over the line actually. He seems to be up now, limping a bit, but he looks okay. And the score moves on to 87 for 1 in the 9th over. And the partnership is actually 81 with Alex Joseph, the lone wicket to fall for 1 very early on in the innings. And now the bowler looks to come round the wicket to the left-handed Gasper, and he looks wants to set his field just right. Gasper, who has been punishing bowlers so far, he would not like to be one of them. And he comes in, he bowls, he's full, and Gasper is back cutting, and that goes past the fielder. Fielder chased in, and it looks like it just crossed the rope right now. So another 4 for Gasper, who right now is dealing in boundaries. He's 7-4 with 4 sixes to complement that, and his score moves on to 57 with the total now on 91 for 1 after 8.3 overs. And the City Blasters right now going at a healthy 10 runs and over. And right now, Gasper is back and swinging, and he missed. And the ball rolls. Oh, it looks like he had an edge on that, and the keeper missed the catch, and it rolls to the boundary. So another boundary to Gasper, who now goes on to 61 after eighth 4, and the score is 95 for 1. And the bowler seems to have no luck getting the edge, but the keeper misses. And if it continues this way, the City Blasters are looking to have a very big total, maybe one of the biggest so far, going on another boundary. A leg by this time, so Souffle has no luck. That's 2 where the bowler seems to have been troubling the batsman, but ended in nothing but a boundary. First the edge, and then the leg by, and it looks like they were calling for the over, but one delivery was missing. So now the bowler will continue to bowl his last delivery to Gasper, who had 2 consecutive 4s, followed by a leg by, which went for 4. And right now the run rate jumps to 11 and over. So, and now Gasper is back. This one is short, and he hits right up in the media area. Maximum right now, and the score now moves to 105. With the City Blasters reaching 100 in only 57 deliveries, with 12 4s and 5 6s. And now Gasper is back. This one is short, and he hits right up in the media area. And the partnership right now on 99. So these two seem very comfortable in the wicket, hitting the ball all over the area. And now at the end of the over, we'll get back to the commentary of Mr. David Oliver.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Charles. In this beautiful community of Vieux-Fort, you see City Blasters blasting their way around the park. Gasper Prosper has made his half century in quick succession. Right now he is on 67, and the total score is 105 for 1, and he's in with Keddy Lesporis. As we look around the beautiful landscape here in Vieux-Fort, we have the lighthouse on top of the hill in the view, as Extas Emmanuel bowls to Keddy Lesporis, and he starts with a wide, and now signaled by umpire Ali Ashby, and the score moves on to 106. So 100 partnership between these two, and Extas Emmanuel bowls another delivery, and it goes into the hands of the man at backward point from the bat of Keddy Lesporis, and the second wicket goes down. Between these two, City Blasters trying to calm that one, and just goes into the hands of the man at backward point from the bat of Keddy Lesporis, and the second Monrose, Dalius Monrose, taking a brilliant catch, and so confirmation is Dalius Monroe's taking a brilliant catch at backward point, and with the second wicket going down there for City Blasters here at the Philip Masterley grounds in Beaufort. It is the first match of the day. There's a double header. Later on we'll have another match starting at 7:30. And we are in for quite a treat here this afternoon. And the two teams that are in contest right now is the Soufrière Stompers and the City Blasters. This is the fourth match since the tournament started in 2019. It started on Friday night with the match between Soufrière Stompers and Choiseul Craft Masters, who will be playing tonight again versus the Renegades. Okay, so a beautiful community of Beaufort. As we said, the landscape of the beautiful houses lining out around the mountain and the international airport in the north of the community. It makes this place very intriguing, and it's lovely to be here. I know John Smith and Elwood Charles are enjoying every moment here. Downstairs they have a lot of eats and drinks, and you just come down to the Philip Masterley grounds and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the SPL 2019 here at in Beaufort. A very beautiful place. And bringing you the live stream is Winners TV, and we have our technicians hard at work. And we await, well, the new batsman in is no other than the captain of the City Blasters. I know you're guessing who, ladies and gentlemen, but it's Darren Sammy. So Darren Sammy on strike, and he is facing Extus Emmanuel, and Darren Sammy hits that one in the air, and he beat the man at long on, and it went into the boundary in a flash. 4 runs, first ball up to Darren Sammy, 4 runs. So the score moves on to 110 for 2. Gospel Prosper is still there on 67. Darren Sammy, first ball, 4 runs. And he's still on strike, facing Extus Emmanuel. Another shot, it's in the air, it could be caught. Yes! A man, a long on, takes a very good catch off the bat of Darren Sammy. And as he walks back to the pavilion. First ball, 4 runs. And he's still on strike. Second ball, try to hit that another shot way in the air. It could be caught. Yes! And he was caught by a brilliant catch at the fielder in that position, and the 3rd wicket has gone down for the City Blasters, that of Darren Sammy. It's 110 for 3. So the Soufrière Stompers making a comeback by taking 2 quick wickets. And it's been good work being done by Gospel Prosper, but we've seen that the Soufrière Stompers making a comeback, and they have taken 3 of the Blasters' wickets. So the last wicket to go is Captain Darren Sammy. First ball, a brilliant shot over mid-on for 4, and then next ball he was caught at a long off. Brilliant catch as Extus Emmanuel continues from the airport end, and he bowls to the new batsman Stephen Natram. Push that one past the bowler. They took off for a quick single, and that's all they will get, and the score moves on to 111 for 3. 111 for 3. So we're in the 10th over of the innings, and about approaching the halfway mark. Gospel Prosper comes on strike to face the bowling of Extus Emmanuel, an ex-national under-19 player, and a very good shot. It looks, we have to wait for the signal from the Oh, and he signaled 6. It's gone for maximum. So, Stephen Gospel Prosper continues to accumulate his runs rapidly. He is on 73. He's in 73 from 29 balls. So, the young Exodus Emmanuel played for the St. Lucia under 15 as he bowls to Gaspar Prosper. Very good shot. He carved that one just in front through the covers, and they took off for 1. And it's 4 runs. It's been signaled now. There's a Lucilec power boundary that brings the over to an end. So the score is 121 for 3, the City Blasters. And Gaspar Prosper moves to 77, while Stephen Natram on 1. So the next voice you will hear is that of Eldridge Charles.
And of course, right now we'd like to thank the sponsors, Digicel, for being one of the main sponsors for this tournament, as well as Winners TV, who bring you the live feed. And right now, Dalius Monrose will continue to Stephen Natram, who now takes his guard. And they set in the field right now. Stephen Natram, who just completed the tournament for St. Lucia, playing for the St. Lucia senior team as a wicketkeeper batsman. So he comes into this tournament in good form, and now he gets ready to face. The bowler now switches his fielders around, Dalius Monrose, to continue to Stephen Natram. And he bowls a shot wide, and he hits it to cover, and fielded brilliantly, and no runs. And of course, right now the score is 121 for 3, with Gaspar Prosper, with 77 of 30 balls, hitting at over 250. And Stephen goes and hits it straight up in the air. The keeper runs and takes a brilliant catch. So right now the City Blasters seem to be losing wicket after wicket at over 250. And Stephen goes and hits it straight up in the air. The keeper runs and takes a brilliant catch. Yes, and right now the City Blasters are down 4 wickets, with the hard-hitting Alan Prosper coming to join his longtime partner in crime in the wicket, Gaspar Prosper. And Stephen Natram, who just went out, hitting the ball straight up in the air. The keeper calls and runs and took a brilliant catch. And the batsman crossed. So now Gaspar, who is on 77, now retains strike. And he looks to continue and maybe hit the first 100 of the 2019 SPL. And the bowler is ready. Dalius Monrose comes in and bowls. And he's full, and Gaspar is back. And he didn't pass the third man. And it looks like he's racing towards the boundary, and that's another boundary. 4. Gaspar's 10-4. That's 40 runs of the fours alone, as well as 6 sixes. And his total moves on to 81, and the score now 125 for 4 in the 11th over. And the bowlers who recovered but still have no answer for Gaspar Prosper, who keeps the run rate at over 11 runs and over. And Dalius comes in and he bowls, and he's full and he's back. And this one he missed. So the bowler comes around and fields his own delivery. And so now the first dot ball to Gaspar in quite some time. And the bowler comes in and he bowls full, and Gaspar is onto it in a flash and hits it. And hits it over mid wicket for 6. And the score moves on to 87. And the total for the team, bowler comes in 134, and Gaspar is onto it in a flash. And still have hits one delivery left in this over. Hits it from Dalius Monrose, who now has now the City Blasters going at 12 runs and over. And the score 141. And he pulls and he's back, and Gaspar is cutting again and fielder dive but misses, but there's a chase but he couldn't stop it, and another boundary to Gaspar Prosper, who now moves to 91 with the total moving to 135 for 4 poles after 11 overs. Again. So we have 9 overs. Fielder dive but misses, but there's a chase, but the Blasters seem to be going at a healthy 12 runs and over. Should get them well over 200, which will be a massive total to chase for the Soufriere Stumpers. And right now, we're moving on to the voice of David Oliver for the next over.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. As we witness the excitement here and enjoy every bit of it, it's the bowler, Extus Emmanuel, continuing, and Aline Prosper is on strike, the newest batsman of the two. Gaspar Prosper is there as well. He's in the 90s already. Ball eluding the man there at extra cover, and it runs into the boundary for 4. Gaspar Prosper is there as well. He's in the 90s already. Ball eluding the man there coming from at extra cover, and it runs into the boundary for boundary. It's been hit by Aline Prosper, and the score moves on to 139 for 4. So Prosper and Prosper are at the crease. It's a very good shot. It's like a full toss, and it goes down to the man at the long off. He cleans up, and the batsman cross for 1, and the score moves on to 140 for 4. And Gaspar Prosper is on 91. And as Extus continues, play a very good shot there. Just hitting a run along the floor, and cross for a single, and the score moves on to 141 for 4. So Gaspar Prosper moves to a 92, and Aline Prosper on a 6. Comes forward. One of the rare defensive stroke by Aline Prosper. And for City Blasters, we haven't seen much of these defensive stroke in this innings. But here comes Extus Emmanuel bowling to Aline Prosper. A very good shot again, hitting it right back, and it... Oh! One-handed fielding, but couldn't manage to stop that ball in this innings. Runs but here over. Comes Extus Emmanuel bowling to Aline Prosper. A very good shot again, hitting it right back, and it runs over the boundary for 4. So another Lucy Lake power boundary being hit by Aline Prosper, and the score moves on to 145 for 4. So City Blasters are blasting the way here at the Philip Massilley grounds in Vieux-Fort, and Extus Emmanuel is with the ball. He's bowling from the airport end to Aline Prosper, and plays that one to extra cover, and they only could get 1 because the ball was fielded cleanly by the man at deep extra cover, and the score moves on to 146 for 4. And Gaspar Prosper is on 92, and Aline Prosper has gone into the double figures. He is on 10, and the next voice you will be hearing is that of Eldridge Charles as he brings you the 13th over information.
And right now, Sanjay Panfil looks to continue the bowling attack from the 7 end. And he will be bowling to Aline Prosper, who has quickly raced to 10 or 5 deliveries with 2 fours. The Soufriere team doesn't seem to be able to restrict the batters, who although the wickets fell in a flash, he just continued scoring at over 12 runs and over. And Pamphil comes and he bowls and he's full outside on the body. And Gaspar scampered. He seems to be struggling with a limp, but they scampered through for a leg by. He just continued to score leg by over 12 runs, eager to get strike. Pamphil comes and he bowls and he's full outside on the body. And Gaspar scampered. He seems to be. And Gaspar, who is now on 92 of 35 deliveries, looks to go for the first 100. Or last night we saw a batsman get to 99 and then it lost his wicket. So let's see what happens today. And Gaspar is back and blocking and takes a quick single. Although he seems to be struggling running, he's limping, but he still shows the commitment to run and try to get that quick single. So let's see what happens today. And Gaspar is back and blocking and takes a quick single. Although he seems to be struggling running, he's limp. Pamphil now seeming to be bowling a very good line, and he comes in and he bowls to Arlene Prosper, and the ball is full outside the off stump, but he hits it hard and straight to the fielder, who bubbles it and he rolls to the boundary for 4. It was straight to his hand and he bubbled that, and now that brings up the 150 for the City Blasters. The ball is full outside the off stump, but he hits it hard and straight to the fielder, who bubbles it and he rolls to the boundary for 4 sixes. All of those 7 sixes coming off the bat of Gaspar Prosper, who is now on 93. But the bowler continues to Arlene Prosper, who's back, and he tries to hook it but miss it, goes straight to the fielder. This time we have no fumble and they come through for a single. And Arlene Prosper, who now is almost matching the strike rate of Gaspar, moves on to 15 of only 8 deliveries. And Gaspar now on strike, and the bowler comes past the umpire and he bowls and he's back and he's hitting through long on, and the fielder now comes forward, picks up cleanly and throws it back. And the score moves on to 154 for 4. And Gaspar moving on to 94 of 37 deliveries. And Sanjay Pamphil right now seeming to bowl a very tight line. He comes in and he bowls to Allen, and Allen's back and hits this one in the air. And the fielder comes forward and settles, and the ball is going back and it falls over the boundary. Just over the boundary. The fielder misjudging the ball and coming too far forward, and it falls just over the ropes and moves the score on to 160 for 4. And Prosper, Arlene Prosper that is, moving on to 21, and Gaspar on 94. And now for the 14th over, we have Mr. David Oliver.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Charles, and pleasant good afternoon to all those who tuning in to the live broadcast on the Winners TV. It's a live stream. We want to welcome you, and just to inform you that this is the 4th match of the tournament so far since it began on Friday night, and for 2019. And we have the 2 teams today. Well, there are 2 matches, doubleheader today. The first one is in progress between the City Blasters and Soufriere Stumbers. The moment, City Blasters 160 for 4, and we have the 2 Prospers in occupying the crease. We have Arlene Prosper and we have Gaspar Prosper, who is on strike, and he is on 94. Are we going to see the record being set here for the century, the 4th century in the SPL since its inception in 2017? So Gaspar Prosper has hit this one back, and they cross for 1, bringing the score to 95. And the score moves on to 161 for 4. And the bowler continuing is Mesmer. Quint Mesmer, opening bowler as he comes. A very good shot again is in the air, but going to be stopped by the man coming in at long on. And very good bowler, though, continuing is Mesmer. Very close to the boundary ropes. And the batsman acquired another opening bowler as he comes run. A very good shot. Brings the total to 162 for 4. And so the man who is approaching a century, the 1st century ever in SPL, is Gaspar Prosper. He is on 95. Swings and a miss outside the off stump. Last night we have seen batsman who was scoring quite rapidly lost his wicket on the 99th run. I'm trying to remember his name. Julian Sylvester. He played for North Raiders, and they have lost that game, although he scored 99. Oh, it's in the air, and it's racing down to the boundary for 4 off the bat of Gaspar Prosper. So he is on North Raiders. 99. They have lost that game, although he scored 99. And the score moves on to 166 for 4. And it's racing down to the boundary. Gaspar Prosper for 4. Is he going to set this record here this afternoon? The first SPL century. All eyes are on Gaspar Prosper as Quint Mesme gets ready to bowl to him, and he is on strike. Would a record be set here in the SPL since its inception in 2017? Is this going to be the first century? Is this going to happen? Oh no, that ball. It's a wide signal though by the umpire Ali Ashby. So the score moves on to 167 for 4, and we are in the 14th over of the innings, and Gaspar Prosper is on 99 and Aline Prosper is on 22. So 99 from 40 balls. He pushes there, and he comes through. It's going to happen as he limps through for the first century here. And it's been scored here at the Philip Massilley grounds. He raises his helmet and his bat as he celebrates the first century ever in SPL history. It's been scored in 2019 by Gaspar Prosper. Pushes everyone, and he comes through. It's going to happen as he limps through. And he celebrates the first century. The record is set here. So we still have one more delivery in this over from Quint Mesme as he bowls to Aline Prosper, who pushes that one back to the bowler, and there is no run. So the end of the 14th over, City Blasters 168 for 4 after 14 overs. So the next voice you will hear to bring you the 15th over information is that of Eldridge Charles.
And of course, that 100 coming off 41 deliveries with 12 fours and 7 sixes at a strike rate of 243. So Gaspar was going rapidly right now and still has 6 overs to add on to that score. And City Blasters now at exactly 12 runs and over. So let's see what score they will come up at the end of the day. And the bowler comes in to bowl, and he misses his run up, and so he doesn't deliver the ball. And the score is now 168 for 4, and the bowler now seems ready. He goes past the umpire and he bowls full on the stump, and it's given out LBW. Gaspar, after scoring 100, the next delivery is given out LBW to Sanjay Bamfield for 4. And the bowler now seems ready. Goes past the umpire and bowls full on the stump. Gaspar swinging across given the line. Out LBW. And City Blasters now hitting the big hit in Gaspar Prosper, who scored his 100 in quick time. Went out swinging across the line to a straight delivery. And now we have Merlin Sammy, the brother of the captain, coming in to strike. And right now, Soufre can now try to consolidate and get the run rate down to at least have a decent score to chase. Although the pitch looks very good for batting, but we now have some overcasted clouds, so we don't know how that will affect the game as it continues. And of course, Pamphil, who's been is bowling his second over, has 1 wicket for 13 runs. And he comes in and he bowls to Sammy. Sammy swings and misses, and he goes through to the keeper.
New batsman Mullen Sammy.
And the bowler gets to the top of his mark. And the bowler comes in and bowling. Sammy hitting this one to long on and running through for a single with the fielder stopping Jezreel Prosper out on the boundary. Just stopping the ball cleanly and throwing back to the bowler. Sammy hitting this one to long on. Now on 22 off. Running through for a single is on strike. The bowler comes and he delivers. And Alan Prosper is hitting that one straight. A very flat six. Very flat six straight over the bowler's head. Running for the score moves on to 175 for 5. The bowler comes and he delivers. The run rate still at 11 runs. Alan Prosper is hitting that one straight. A very flat 6 of 12 deliveries. So Gasper, although Gasper is gone, Alan is picking up the slack and now going after the bowlers. Another one sits straight, but this time the mid-on fielder comes around and holds onto the ball cleanly and now sends it back into the bowler. Although Gasper is gone, Alan is picking up the slack and now going after the bowlers. Another one sits straight, but this time the mid-on for 5. The bowler is ready, but the batsman seems not ready yet and sends the bowler back. And now Pamphil comes in to bowl. And Sammy is hitting this one straight, and the ball, and Jezreel on the boundary tries to come across and jump to take a brilliant one in the catch, but it's just over his hand. And now another 6 for Merlin Sammy. Pamphil moves the score on to 182 for 5. Sammy is hitting this one straight, and the ball at the end of the 15th over. Jezreel on the boundary, and the City Blasters with 5 wickets in hand look to go after the bowling attack of Supre. And now to continue the next over, we have Mr. David Oliver.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. We are here at the Philip Masterley grounds. We have just seen the first century scored by Gaspar Prosper before he was a judge LBW. So 100 exact. He has scored and he has set the record for the first player to score a century in the SPL history since its inception in 2017. So at this moment, we have Molan Sami in the blue pads. He is at the crease, replacing Gaspar Prosper, and Arlene Prosper still at the crease, who have been hitting a flurry of boundaries around the grounds. And he is on 29, and Sami is on 7. As Jezreel Prosper takes up the attack from the airport end. And Arlene Prosper is on strike as Jezreel comes from the airport end as he comes into Prosper. It's in the air, it's high in the air. The bowler himself is getting there and he takes a very good catch. Swirling in the air is the ball, but he managed to hold on, and the 5th wicket, airport end as he comes the 6th wicket going down Prosper. For it's in the air, it's high in the air. The bowler himself is getting there and he takes a very good catch. Swirling in the Arlene Prosper, he is gone for 29, caught by the bowler Prosper. Jezreel Prosper. And who has figures of 2 overs or 1 for 10. So he is in his 3rd over. The first ball getting the wicket of Arlene Prosper, who was gone for dismissed for 29 from 14 balls, 3 fours and 2 sixes. And the new batsman in is Dylan John. The great Dylan John has taken up a resident at the crease. His Prosper bowls to Sammy, who nudged that one and took off for a single, bringing the score to 183 for 6. And we are in the 16th over of the innings. And City Blasters are eyeing over 200 runs here at the in Viewfort. So it is Jezreel Prosper bowling from the airport end, comes into Dylan John, the new batsman. Places that one back down the pitch to the bowler, and there is no run. So 2 fairly new batsmen in. Molan Sami is on 8, and Dylan John, who has just replaced Arlene Prosper, is on 0. Oh, a swing and a miss, eluding the wicketkeeper, and it looks like a bye. Let's see the signal from the umpire. Yes, it's a bye, now signaled by Ale Ashby, and the score moves on to 184 for 6. We are in the 16th over of the innings, as Mr. John Smith confirmed that. Yes, we are in the 16th over. In the wrong Sufere stumpers have been going all around the park. The bowlers have been taken to task, and here comes Jezreel Prosper to Molan Sami, who goes back and play that one back along the pitch, and the bowler feels off his own bowling, and there is no run. So the score remains on 184 for 6, and we are in the 16th over. The final ball coming up from Jezreel Prosper to end at the 16th over of this innings. Dylan John has just joined Molan Sami. Dylan John is on the north, and Molan Sami on 8. So Molan Sami gets ready for another delivery coming from the bowling of Jezreel Prosper. Sammy's in the air, it's up high, it's up, and a fielder is settling under it, and he takes a very good catch. A very good catch. Bowling deep in the field, Jezreel, and the Molan Sami has to go. Sammy's in the air, it's up high, it's up, and a fielder is settling under it, and he takes a very good catch. Very high in the air, and the fielder running back takes a very good catch, and the 7th wicket has gone down for City Blasters, so they are 184 for 7. And the new batsman comes in is Raheem Joseph, replacing Molan Sami, who has skied a very high ball and been caught and been sent on his way back to the pavilion, just scoring 8 runs. So we move on to the next over, the 17th over, that's going to be brought to you by the courtesy of Eldridge Charles.
And Jezreel, of course, bowling a brilliant over, and he's been bowling very well with 3 overs for 11 runs and 2 wickets, economy rate of 3.67 and a strike rate of 9. Every 9 deliveries taking a wicket. So it's been the pick of the bowler so far for Sufre, keeping it tight as well as contributing with 2 wickets. And of course we have the new batsman Raheem Joseph ready to get in his guard and getting ready to face Sanjay Pamphil, who himself has been bowling good overs, although he was against a dangerous Gasper prospect. He saw 2 overs for 27 runs and 1 wicket. And comes Rahim, strikes this one, and he passes the fielder at mid-wicket, and they run through for a single. And the mid-on fielder, the long-on fielder comes around and blocks it and sends it back. And now we have Dylan John on strike. The big fast bowler from Central Castries, left-hand piece, is now on strike against Sanji. Although he's known for his bowling, Dylan himself has been known to hit a few, so let's see how it goes. And Sanji comes in and he bowls and it's full, and Dylan is hitting to mid-wicket, and he running, and they run through for a single. And the score moves on to 86 for 7. And right now, the Blasters going at 11 runs still, however losing 7 wickets. So the pace that they were going at will surely come down. And with the healthy strike rate, but wickets falling. The score is now 186, and Rahim sends away his helmet and gets ready to face Sanji. And Sanji bowls, and he's shot. He drops it and drives for a quick single. And the score now moves on to 187 for 7. And now we have Dylan back on strike, who has 1 run of 3 balls so far. But Sanji comes into the big left-hander and he bowls full. And Dylan John is a judge LBW. A straight delivery. He tries to swing across the line and he gets hit in front of the pass of the umpire. Quick, but Sanji comes into the big Dylan John. He bowls known for his pace. Dylan John is a judge LBW. A straight delivery. And we know when he's back to face, when he's back to bowl, I'm sure he'll be trying to attack the batsman of Supre. And right now we have Loic Prosper. Loic Prosper now coming to the crease. With 1 batsman left in the dugout, but still 3.2 overs. Let's see how the City Blasters will get on. And Sanji Panfield comes in and he bowls to Loic, who is forward defending. The bowler misses and they run through for a single, with the mid-on coming in and recovering the ball. And now Rahim Joseph is on strike and the bowler seems ready. He comes in and he bowls to Rahim, and Rahim is swinging and missing, and the ball goes through to the keeper. And the score remains on 188 for 8 at the end of the 17th over. And Soufre now recovering very well. And we'll move on to the voice of Mr. David Oliver for the next over.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Charles. As things proceeds here at the Philip Marcellet grounds in Vieux-Fort. The ball is with Jezreel Prosper, who will be bowling another over to Loic Prosper, who has just come in and replaced Dylan John, who was a judge LBW. And here goes Jezreel Prosper running in from the airport end. He bowls to Loic Prosper, Prosper to Prosper, who misses one outside the off stump, goes into the gloves of Pamphil. Maverick Panfill, and there is no run. So the score sticks on 188 for 8 as Jezreel Prosper continues to bowl to Loic Prosper, and I'm not sure if they have any family relations, but it's in the air and falls in no man's land, and the batsmen cross for 1, and the score moves on to 188 189 for 8. So City Blasters have been losing wickets lately in quick successions, and but they still maintain a very healthy score of 189 for 8. And new batsmen in, Raheem Joseph and Loic Prosper. They are both on 2 runs each. And Jezreel Prosper continues from the airport end as he bowls to Raheem Joseph, who carved that one on the offside, and there is no run, being stopped by the fielder at that position and preventing a chance of a run. So Raheem Joseph remains on strike, and Jezreel Prosper continues from the airport end. Here comes Jezreel. He pulls up and has to go back to his start mark as the umpire is having a word with the fielder. All right, so Jezreel has to restart, goes back to his mark, and he will be running into Raheem Joseph, the number 7 shirt. It's high. It's very high. Fielder is there. And it looks like it's the fielder in. It's very high. Mid wicket has fielders there. Was heading. So the signal comes from the umpire. It's a maximum. It went for a maximum, bringing the scores to 195 for 8. Raheem Joseph on 8 and Loic Prosper on 2. And here comes Jezreel Prosper to Raheem Joseph, who carved that one in the air again. He's going to be taken, yes. Up deep. It looks like we're trying to get the Desmond Alfred taking the catch. Yes, Desmond Alfred taking the catch away to Raheem Joseph. Close to the boundary. Carved that one in the air. Raheem Joseph is going to be taken, yes. So the 9th wicket going down for City Blasters on 196. 195 for 9. And there's one more ball remaining in this, the 18th over. As we see the new batsman coming in.
17.5 overs.
So it's the short over has come to an end, and we continue with the voice of Eldridge Charles.
And of course, we have Sanjay continuing now to Sanjay Hill. So it's Spamfield to Sanjay, who's also known as Binger, and now bowls 2 dot balls. And of course, we have the over before the last, the penultimate over, and Sanjay Pamphil comes in and bowls, and they scamper through for a quick single. And the score moves on to 196 for 9, with the Blasters, who at the start looked like they were destined to score well over 200. Right now they're struggling with the last wicket on, and the score is 196, which is also a good score, but not as much as they would like, considering the big hitting we saw from the other teams like Chozel and the South Castries team. And right now The score is 197 for 9, and bowler comes in and bowls, and he feels his own delivery. Sanji, also known as Binga, hits this one back to the bowler, and they have no runs. All right, and the bowler goes past and bowls, and batsman trying to hit it through point, but the ball is too quick, passes through.
Over, the score is now 197 for the loss of 9. At the wicket, we have Sanjay Hill, 1, and Lloyd Prosper on 3.
And of course, now we have the over, and the last over of the day will be brought to you by the last over of this inning, sorry, will be brought to you by Mr. Oliver, and be bowled by Mesme, Quinton Mesme. And we have Mr. Oliver to give you that last over.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. As we look to wrap up the first innings here, this over being bowled by Mesme, Jezreel Mesme. Quint Mesme, sorry. Correction, thank you, Mr. Charles. Quint Mesme is coming from the airport end, and it's the last over, it's the 20th over we are in, and he is bowling to Lloyd Prosper. Oh, he nudged that one back up the pitch. There's no run from that delivery. And also we have the tall figure of Sanjay Hill, the 47 shirt. He is on the non-striker's end. And as Jezreel Quinn, returns to his mark and runs in now to Lloyd Prosper, who pushes that one in the air. It could be another catch by the fielder coming around. A deep cover, and he takes a brilliant catch to end the innings of Prosper. City Blasters pushes that one in the air. It could be another catch by the fielder coming around. And a 97 deep cover all out. And he takes a brilliant catch to end. Been brilliant batting there, but in the end they've lost their wicket in succession, in quick succession. As we look at the summary of the innings, our technicians will then help us out with the summary at this time. So the Avatar City Blasters were sent in to bat first, and they batted 19.3 overs, and at a run rate of 10.10, and they have scored 197 all out. And the top batsman was Gaspar Prosper, who was the first player to ever score a century in the history of the SPL since its inception in 2017. And then we had Arlene Prosper with 29 or 14 balls, and Keddy Lesporus with a quick 27 from 24 balls. And bowling for the Stumpers was Wayne Prosper with figures of 4 overs, 3 for 18, and Quint Mesme, 3.3 overs, 2 for 26, and Ecstasy Manuel with 2 overs, 2 for 27. So at this time, we would have entertainment for the next 10 minutes when they're ready to start the second innings. Mr. Charles, what's your take on the first innings so far?
Well, with the way that the City Blasters were going, we were expecting a score over 200. However, the Super Stumpers came back very well with those quick wickets. And although the City Blasters continued scoring at a rapid rate, they lost too many wickets. And in the end, that you could tell at the end, the tail enders were trying to whack, but they couldn't get over that 200 mark. So the Super still have a mammoth task with the brilliant bowling of the City Blasters, with the likes of Lloyd Prosper, Dylan John, Rhyme Joseph, who bowls a left arm pace, Sanjay Hill, who's been bowling very well, and of course the captain Darren Sammy. So they have lots of bowling options, and their fielding is also brilliant. So we expect them to come there and really try to get into the Super attack. So we'll have, hopefully, somebody can stand up for Soufrière this year, get an exciting game, and we'll see how it ends.
And also, how do you think that Soufrière, who are the outstanding batsmen that we have to look at in the Soufrière Stumpers camp?
Well, the captain himself is always showing his hand when it comes to. It's too bad that Tennessee couldn't play this game, because Tennessee, he batted brilliantly on the first game. Unfortunately, he got injured and he's out of the team this time around. He usually opens the batting and has always been a brilliant scorer. But hopefully, Kiefer Prosper, the captain, who has always scored runs, will come in and have a good hit. We also have Maverick Pamphil, one of the openers who can hit the ball as well. So they have some batting all the way down, as well as Jezreel, who can hit the ball a little. And we have people like the youngsters, like Extus also. And we also have the captain Hippolyte. Ashley Hippolyte, who's an experienced campaigner and also hits the ball brilliantly. So we'll see if Soufrière can put up a fight and combat this attacking bowling from the City Blasters, who seem, when they come with a vengeance when they come to bowl, especially the likes of Lloyd Prosper, who's very quick, and Dylan John, who's quick, and he moves that ball in the left arm seam, which is not a usual thing down here, and he does it very well. So we'll see how they combat those bowlers.
Yes. So we're saying that Soufrière has the ammunition to fire and also to reach a target of 198. So at this time we would take a break for now with a word from our sponsors as we get ready for the start of the second innings in about 10 minutes. Yes, as we, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are looking at some scenery, beautiful viewport. You look around, there's the car park just outside of the pavilion, and a beautiful area indeed, breathtaking landscape. And we are close to the Hiranora International Airport, which is north of the grounds, and a few beautiful houses around on the hills. Bringing the beautiful scenery to us here. We are enjoying every single part of the excitement here at the Philip Massillé Grounds 2019 in the SPL tournament, the third season, right? And we have seen a lot of brilliant batting from the players, and especially the man who has set the record this evening, Gaspar Prosper. What do you take on him, his batting and his occupying of the crease out there for his first 100 in this SPL 2019?
Well, Gaspar looked like a man on a mission today. From the get-go he was going, and he scored in only 42 balls, and with hitting 12 fours and 7 sixes. And during those 42 deliveries, there was 13 dot balls. So you can imagine the power hitting that Gaspar had, hitting all over the park. Some big sixes and some brilliant shots. There was a flick of the leg for 6. It was an amazing shot by Gaspar. And he had good support around, but he was really the main man. You could see him scampering for the singles. He really wanted strike, and he was pushing the runs. So I think he set in his mind that today was going to be his day, and then he came out and he executed. The Soufrière bowlers had very little other than Jezreel Prosper, nobody else had answers for his batting. It was brilliant. And yes, and of course, we now have the team warming up, and we know that City Blasters want to make an example today to show off the other teams that they're ready. After winning the first SPL and reaching the finals in the second, this year they're really looking to come forward and try to put a hand in to win this one again to have 2 championships. And I know the captain Sammy, he's a very determined man, and we'll see how that ends. So right now we'll take a break as the teams get ready to get back on and we roll the pitch. So right now we'll take a break, and of course we want to thank the sponsors, especially Digicel for SPL, and we have Winners TV giving you live coverage. So until the start of the next innings, we will be taking a break.
Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to everyone listening and looking at the live broadcast of this SPL match 2019 here at the Philip Massillé Grounds in Beaufort. It's coming to you live from the operations of the Winners TV. So it's a live stream through Facebook, and we're really enjoying all the happenings there in the 2019 season. At the moment, we have seen the first half of this match with City Blasters scoring 197 all out. So the target for Soufrière Stumpers would be 198 in order to get the first victory. Remember, they have lost against the first match against Choiseul Craftmasters, who will be playing the second match tonight versus the Renegades. The Mabuya Valley Renegades and the Choiseul Craftmasters would be in contention tonight here at the Philip Massillé Grounds in Beaufort. And at this time, we are getting ready for the first ball to be bowled by bowled by Loic Prosper, coming from the airport end, and he'll be bowling to so the first ball been bowled, a very good call shot at extra cover for 4. The first boundary from the first ball of this second innings. So the first ball been bowled, a very good call shot. The name of the batsman, the opening batsman, for extra cover for 4. It looks like Extus Emmanuel. Maverick Pamphil, the opening batsman with 99 on his back, hits the first 4, and he hits another one. Oh no, he misses it, and the umpire signaled wide. I thought at first that we heard something from the bat, but it went down the leg side, and well taken by wicketkeeper Stephen Natram. Alongside him with the captain Darren Sammy. He's at first slip, and there's a second slip in place as well. There's a man at backward point. There's a man at mid-on, mid-off, and a man at fine leg. Has a very good shot. It's very high. It's gone for a maximum. And Maverick Pamphil is on fire. Man start up. Fine. He has hit leg. The first boundary is a very good shot. It's very high. It's gone for a maximum. And the score is 11. And we're in the first over. Just 2 balls. And 11 runs have been accumulated in the boundaries and 1 extra. Very high over square leg. He hit that maximum. So Lloyd Prosper operating from leg. The airport has a very good shot. It's very high. It's gone for a maximum. He's bowling. And to Maverick Pamphil, who looks like he has the instruction to go for it. 198 the target set by the City Blasters. And here comes Lloyd Prosper. Carve it again. It's high in the air and it's going down to the tall figure of Sanjay Hale, who is at a deep third man. And the batsman crossed for 1, bringing the total to 12 without loss. Maverick Pamphil on 11, and Emmanuel, Extus Emmanuel, yet to score. So here comes, it's Lloyd. Lloyd Prosper comes into Extus Emmanuel, who carved that one, a beautiful shot at backward point for 4. A beautiful shot by the young Extus Emmanuel with the number 7 shirt. And the score moves on to 16. Carved that one, a beautiful shot at backward point for 4. So Extus Emmanuel opening his account with 4. Beautiful shot. And here goes Lloyd Prosper as he pulls up. And a signal coming from the umpire, a dead ball. And that's the umpires today are Ali Ashby and Bartholomew Donovan. And here comes Lloyd Prosper running into Extus Emmanuel, who stopped that in the air, and it goes down to the Sanjay Hill, who backs up well, and the batsman could only get 1 run and bring in the score to 17 without loss. So the over continues with 1 more ball, and it's been bowled by Lloyd Prosper, running in from the Hiranora International Airport end as he comes into number 99, the man, Extus Emmanuel, swings outside. The ball is very, very wide. Now signaled by the umpire, and the score moves on to 18 without loss. And that's the Soufriere Stumpers at the crease, chasing a total of 198. So the final ball coming up in this first over of the second innings. As yes, we have a defensive stroke by Pamphil, Maverick Pamphil, and bringing the over to a close. We will now hear the voice of Eldridge Charles to take you into the second over of this second innings.
And of course, the Soufriere Stumpers starting with a blast with 18 runs of that last over. And now missing 180 runs of 19 overs to win this match. And of course, the big tall left-hander Dylan John will continue the second over for the City Blasters. And of course, we have the man at mid-on, long on the boundary, and as well as a sweeper on the leg, square leg boundary. And Dylan comes in on the ball, and the batsman is back and clipping it to the deep square leg. Comes in and couldn't stop the single. The score moves on to 19 without a loss. With Maverick Pamphile on 11 runs, 4 deliveries, and Ecstasy Manuel on 6 out of 3 deliveries. Both of them seem like they out to score, hitting over 200 runs. They're over 200 for their strike rate. And now we have the batter. We have Dylan John getting ready to bowl to Maverick Pamphile. He comes in to bowl, goes past the umpire, and he bowls full and wide outside the leg stump. The batter swings but misses, and the umpire swings wide, signals wide. The score moves on to 20 without loss. And the bowler seems ready, and he comes in to bowl, goes past the umpire, and he delivers, and Pamphile is back and swinging again. This one again outside the leg stump, and the umpire signals wide. Dylan seeming to struggle to get his line right now. But Dylan has been bowling brilliantly over the past 2 or 3 years, and this year rewarded with making the senior team for the very first time. And in one of those matches, he took 4 wickets. So we know that he's very capable, and he's back on his marker and getting ready to bowl to Pamphile. And the captain now switching the fielders around, putting somebody at deep mid-wicket. And Dylan continues. He comes in to bowl, goes past the umpire, and the batsman is forward and missing. He took 2 steps down and missing there. And the bowler runs in and collects that ball, and no runs. And right now, Dylan continues to Maverick Pamphile, who comes down and swings. A big swing there and missing the delivery. It goes through to the keeper, Stephen Natram. And Dylan coming back brilliantly in this over. There's only 3 runs of the over so far, and 2 of them being wide deliveries. But he seems to get his line right. And and Pamphile and Dylan bowls, and he's down the leg side again and wide, and the keeper misses and he rolls to the boundary for 5 wides. And Dylan bowls, and he's down the leg side again and wide, and the keeper misses and he rolls to the boundary for 5 wides. The Soufriere Stumpers look very aggressive, swinging at everything, and it looks like they want to make a statement right now with the way that they're batting. So the bowler seems to be struggling with his line a little. When he gets it right, but few of those have been straying down the leg side. And he comes in and he bowls, and the batsman swings, a big swing, and misses. But he scamper through for a single, and the ball almost going for overthrows, but some brilliant fielding by Merlin Sami, coming across and diving to stop it to prevent any extra runs. And the score moves on to 27 without loss. And right now, Dylan John comes in, he goes past him, he bowls, it's full, and Excess tries to come down and scoop. Some premeditated shot, and he misses, the ball hitting his pads. And the batters seem to have a mindset to go after everything, and they're trying everything to get the runs ticking. Although right now they're going at 14 runs and over, but they seem to want to score off every delivery. And Dylan is back again, and this one leg side, bowling another wide. The batter swings again, but misses, and it's another wide. And Dylan seems to be struggling badly. So far in the over, he has bowled 8 wides, including the wide. And Dylan continues, and he bowls full, and he hits, and the batsman scamper for a single as he hit it through the covers.
That's the end of the second over. The score is now 28.
And he hits it for cover. The young fielder, Zai Anthony, coming around and misfielding, but he stopped the ball. But the batsman half time come through for a single. And now we have a change in bowling. The score now on 29 with Pamphil on 12 and Emmanuel on 7. And we have Raheem Joseph going to continue bowling for the City Blasters with his left arm spin, and Mr. Oliver will continue. Right now, the last over, Dylan seemed to be struggling with his line. And his first over, we had the pace going for a lot of runs. So do you think that's the reason why they changed his spin?
The thing is that I've seen Dylan struggling from the southern end. I don't know if a change of end will help him, because the wind blows from east to west. It's very strong, right? And his ball is actually, he's pushing the ball more on the leg side, and yet resulting in a wide. So I think that probably a change of end might help him, right? At this time we will have Raheem Joseph, who's going to bowl some spin from the airport end, and he will be bowling to Extus Emmanuel. And here he comes, the first delivery to Extus in the third over. It's a very good shot over the head of Kedil Explorers, and it runs into the boundary for 4 at backward point. So 4 runs for Extus Emmanuel, bringing the score to 33 without loss, and we are just in the third over. First delivery to Extus. It looks like third over. It's a very good shot over the head of Kedil Explorers, and it runs into the boundary for 4 at backward point. 4 runs now signaled by the umpire. And so a partnership of 33, and the current run rate right now is actually 15.23. And he goes again, beating the fielder, and it's gone through covers for 4. It's another brilliant shot by the young Extus Emmanuel along the floor, heading over, crossing the boundary for another Lucilec power boundary, and the score moves on rapidly to 37 without loss. And here comes Raheem Joseph again to Extus Emmanuel. Comes forward, pushes that back along the pitch to the bowler, and there is no run. So 37, the score remains, and here comes Raheem Joseph again. And Extus Emmanuel pushes that one. Stopped by the fielder, but he had some difficulties collecting the ball, and couldn't stop the batsman from crossing for 1, and the score moves on to 38 without loss. You have Maverick Pamphil and Extus Emmanuel at the crease, and stumpers seem to be solid out there, and they're actually accumulating the runs. And we have seen Dylan John with a number of extras. And here goes Raheem Joseph again. There's a swing and a miss. Well kept by the keeper, Stephen Natram. Seeing Dylan John with a number of extras. And here goes Raheem Joseph with some spin. Raheem Joseph again. There's a swing and a miss. In the air, well and it's heading for a big one. It's gone. There's 6 runs. 6 runs for Maverick Pamphil. And the third over comes to an end on 44 without loss. They're scoring at 14.67. Wow. Mr. Charles, this is great batting from the Soufriere Stumpers. They mean business. Like 198 look very small for their calling.
And of course, you could see that, but if you look at the same route that the City Blasters went, they started off brilliant, started off moving the ball, and then they hit for the middle overs, but then they started losing wickets. So right now, Super seems to be on the attack, and we will never know what happens if a quick wicket or two, what might happen. And right now, the City Blasters will come in, the captain calling them in for a short team meeting to get them back on track. Right now, the Super Air is going on for 14, going at 14 runs and over after 3 overs, with a missing. And of course, after that short team meeting, the captain calling his boys to rally the troops to go after the Super, who right now have been going at a brilliant rate after 3 overs, scoring 44 runs. Starting at one of the highest run rates with the 2 batters on 18, Pamphil on 18 of 9 deliveries, and Extus on 16 of 9 deliveries as well. Maverick Pamphil hitting a 4 and 2 sixes. And Allen comes into attack. His first ball outside the off stump, the batter swinging and missing. Extus Emmanuel. And Allen comes into bowl, and Extus is forward, and hitting the pad, and the umpire signals LBW, and that's the end of Extus. And of course, right now the stumpers feel a little aggrieved. It looked like it come off the bat, but in the end, the umpire's decision is final, and we never know if it missed. And of course, right now, the captain, Ashley Hippolyte, comes onto the field.
The bowling of Alan Prospect for 16. He scored now 44 for 1.
And of course, right now, the Super Stumper is missing 54. The way they go in, it looks like a simple task, but you never know, as I said, with the fall of a couple of wickets, what will happen. And Allen comes into the captain, Hippolyte, and he's back and looking to push down. He misses that one outside the off stump. He goes through to the keeper, Stephen Natram, and the score remains on 44 for 1. Now we only in the 4th over after all, but Allen seems to be bowling brilliantly so far. Got a run off his over with 1 wicket. And it looks like the talk from the captain really got the Blasters back into the game, because they look more determined right now. And he bowls one outside the off stump, and it's wide to Ashley Open, and that moves the score on to 45 for 1. And Allen comes in and he bowls again, and the captain turns it. And look, he was looking for the single, but the fielder, Raheem Joseph, was quick to the ball and getting to keeper Stephen Natram. And now, so far off the deliveries, 1 run, 1 wicket of this over. Oh, and this one kept low outside the off stump. And that brings it to the end of the over with Alan Prosper bowling really tight Only one run off his over, so is the last over.
The end of the fourth over, the score 45.
And of course, right now we have another change, and the City Blasters seem to be changing bowlers on each end. With Sanjay Hill coming in, this tall, young under 19 bowler who has been making his name for the central team, now comes in. And right now we see that the loss of one wicket and the experienced bowler coming in has really slowed down the momentum so far of the Soufre. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think that they can get back to where they were, or do you think that right now after the talk and the captain coming together and bring his troops together, will the Blasters now get back on track?
Yes, very well. The thing is that tactics works, and the tactics used by the bowling team also, the stumpers also need to use tactics in order to change the momentum. And so we have the batsman, Pamphil on strike, and Ashley Hippolyte. The newer batsman in, and the score is 45 for the loss of one. And here comes Sanjay Hill from the airport end, as the batsman played that on the onside and scampered through for a quick single, bringing the score to 46 for one. As we see great batting by the ex-Toss Emmanuel, who was a judge LBW, and he went off in a fierce way, believing that he was not treated well out there. Could have seen that, the impression and the expression. And here goes Sanjay Hill. Tall figure of Sanjay Hill comes in. Oh boy, a ball, a very, very tight ball. The batsman with a big heave, and managed to keep that ball just in front of him, and there is no run. Now, just the other day I was speaking with Sanjay Hill, and I probably nearly strained my neck looking up at him. I think he is way above me, very tall, 6'2". Wow, that is tall. And here comes the tall man with a swing. He bowls a wide, and now going to be signaled by umpire Ashby. Yes, man, he has the good height. He reminds me of the bowler Courtney Ambrose. Right, a bit shape and same stature of Courtney Ambrose. He comes in, but he has a far way to go to be in that shoe. So he bowls to Hippolyte, Ashley Hippolyte, who tried to fend that one off, but crashing into his thigh, and there is no run. Ashley Hippolyte is on 17. With the 17 shirt, and he is on. He is not off the mark as yet, and Pamphil is on 19. Sanjay Hill comes in. He looked for a quick single, but the man at mid wicket comes up and prevented that run, and the score remains on 47 for one. We have Ashley Hippolyte on strike, the man with the number 17 shirt, as he is yet to score, and he is facing the tall figure of Sanjay Hill. Bowls to him now, and it's in the air, it's going down. A man is at third man, who takes it very comfortably. It looks like Antoine. Zahi Antoine is facing, who takes a brilliant catch to dismiss now, and it's in the air, it's going down. A man is at, who went for a big heave. Third man, who takes up and went down to third man, and Zai Antoine, one of the younger player on the field, takes a brilliant catch to send Ashley Hippolyte on his way. So Stumpers are 47 for 2, and we are in the 7th over, the 5th over. We are in the 5th over. So the end of the 5th over, and they are 47 for 2, the Stumpers, and we will now hear the voice of Eldridge Charles, who will bring you into the 6th over. We are still within the power play, and he will tell you exactly what is happening to the Stumpers after their brilliant start.
Well, the last 2 overs have really stifled the batting of the Stumpers. If Allen continuing to keep up, Prosper just came in and he hits one to point straight to the fielder, Kenny Lasporus, and they take no runs. And you can see that Sanji and Allen have been really tight. Sanji only going for 2 runs in his last over and also taking a wicket. And Passman comes and he hits one across the point, and Keddy dives and gets a hand to it, but unfortunately he could not catch it, and he goes to the boundary for 4. And now the 50 comes up for Sanji, 40 to 2 runs, 5 fours and 2 sixes, and also taking a wicket. And the Passman comes and he hits one across the point. A brilliant start. The loss of 2 wickets has really slowed down the momentum of Soufre. And right now, the captain is setting up his fielders. And Allen comes in and he bowls, and Kifa is back and playing it back, and the bowler comes across and fields his own delivery, his own ball. And now, resulting in another dot ball. So the score remains at 51 for 2. And Allen comes and he bowls, and Kifa is forward, and that one was a little high. The keeper maybe have missed an opportunity for a stump in there. And after a brilliant run rate of 15 runs and over, the Soufre Stumpers are down to 9 runs and over and are struggling right now. And Allen seems to be bowling very well into the 5 balls and only 4 runs off the over so far. And now Kifa on strike to Allen again. And he comes in and he bowls, and Kifa is forward and hitting this. And it looks like it into the hands of Merlan Sami on the boundary. And Soufre losing one of their key batters as well. It looks like the wickets have fallen. Comes in and he bowls. Last delivery. Forward and hitting this. By Merlan Sami. It looks like Kifa trying into the hands of Merlan Sami on the boundary from Allen Prosper. And Soufre now loses a 3rd wicket. The wicket of Kifa Prosper. And now we have Denver Didier coming in. And that was the end of Allen's over, who now has 2 wickets for 5 runs after 2 overs, and really pulled back the Soufre attack after going so brilliantly. They really stifled the attack, and we have Sanji as well coming in and bowling a nice tight line. So right now, Soufre seems on the back foot. Can they do anything to recover, Mr. Oliver?
Well, at this moment, it's looking very grim. Although it's just 3 wickets down, but they're losing wickets in quick succession. As we look at this delivery from Sanjay Hill, but he pulls up because the fielder is getting into position, Dylan John, and we are moving into the 7th over. The power play has ended, and now more fielders can be out of the 30-yard circle as Sanjay Hill comes in. It's in the air, it is high, a fielder, Kenny Lasporus, is under it, and he takes a very, very good catch high in the air, and the batsman, as Sanjay Hill comes in, it's in the air, it is high, a fielder, Kenny Lasporus, is under it, and he takes Maverick Pamphil, who has been batting so well from the beginning, has lost his wicket, playing a shot, taking the top edge, and into the hands of the safe hands of Kenny Lasporus. The wicket, another wicket has gone down for the Soufre Stumpers. So it's 51 for 4 after that brilliant start from the openers, Extos Emmanuel and Maverick Pamphil. We are scoring at about 15 runs per over. It's now being minimized to a current run rate of 8.27. So it's all going downhill for the Stumpers. They are 51 for 4. And we are in the 7th over of the innings. So the new batsman in is Cameron Charles, the new batsman, and Didier is on strike. Oh, very good delivery from the tall figure of Sanjay Hale, who is bowling quite well. And batsman couldn't get that in no space, and there is no run. So the score remains on 51 for 4. The Soufrière Stampers. So Denver Didier. Oh, there's a play and a miss. It's outside the off stump. And it went through to the keeper, Stephen Natram, and there is no run. So Sanjay Hale is operating from the airport end as he comes into changing some, getting a helmet, is Didier, Denver Didier. And see get his gloves on and get ready to face another delivery. We are at the Philip Massey grounds in Vieux-Fort. It's SPL 2019. And here goes Sanjay Hale. Oh, it's another play and a miss outside the off stump. It goes into the gloves of Stephen Natram, and there is no run. Brilliant atmosphere. In a moment, we'll see the lights coming on. It's getting late here in the south of the island. We are in Vieux-Fort, and we are here for 2 games today. Next match coming up will be at 7:30. There's a play and a miss again. As hands go on the head, probably close to the stump, as the batsman with a big heave and misses it, and there is no run. So with 1 ball remaining in the 7th over, Sanjay Hale with figures of this is the 2nd over, and he has taken 2 wickets for only 2 runs. Getting the fielder out at deep cover point as Sanjay Hale comes in. Bowls his last over. It's way up in the air, but miss. They couldn't get his hands to it. Is Zai Antoine, and the ball point wins the race over the boundary for 4. So we come to the end of the 7th over. Last over. It's way up in the air. Stumpers on 54. Miss. So that brilliant start we had from the 2 openers, Maverick and Extras. We have seen that the dismissal of these 2 batsmen, that the Soufrière Stampers are looking down the barrel of the gun.
Well, the Soufrière Stampers, when they had to just continue letting the scoreboard tick, they tried to hit everything, and so they lost a couple more wickets in quick succession, and now they seem in trouble, especially with the brilliant bowling of Sanjay and Arlene Prosper. Both Sanjay being the young gun who come in there with his height and letting that ball get some good bounce on the ball from on a good length, and also Arlene, who's just brilliantly just putting the ball in the right areas. And where the Stumpers, who had brilliant start, had to just milk the singles, they tried to attack these bowlers, and so they paid for it with the wickets. And now we have Cameron in, and he comes in, and he comes in to bowl. And there's a brilliant run out. Brilliant run out from point. And so they paid for it with the wickets. And now we have Cameron in, and he comes in. And he comes into bowl. And so they paid for it with the wickets. Charles. And now we have Cameron in, and he comes in. And he comes into bowl. And of course, the field, Kedula Spurs at point collecting the ball and using his head, sending it to the non-striking end, and the direct hit resulted in the wicket of Cameron Charles for no score. That was his first delivery. He tried to steal a single, and unfortunately he got run out by Kenny Lesporus with some brilliant fielding. And right now we have Dalius Monrose coming in for the Soufriere Stumpers. And he will be on the non-striker's end as the delivery was, the run out was effected on the non-striker's end. The batter hitting the ball and getting run out. And so Didier stays to face the next delivery from Alan Prosser. He bounced a bit and he missed. And now we have another confusion. We have another sort of confusion in the wicket, where one batter called and ran down the wicket while the other was ball watching, and they ended up at the both ends. And now we have another confusion wrong end to the wicket keeper. But we have another sort of confusion in the wicket. Was on there, so it was a simple throw to the bowler and effecting a run out. So we have another run out, this time effected by the keeper Stephen Ditram, sending the ball up to the bowler Alan Prosper, and we have Monrose going out without facing a single delivery. And right now, Soufriere look in dire straits at the score 55 for 6, losing 2 wickets at the route of run out in consecutive balls. And now we have Sanjay Panfil coming in, who bowled really well, picking up 2 wickets. Now comes in at the non-striker end, and Didier to continue to Alan Prosper with 3 deliveries remaining. And Alan comes in and he bowls, and the batsman is back and pushing it to point, and there's no run. This time they decide to stay in the crease and not attempt any more runs after the 2 horrendous red outs in the past 2 balls. And the score remains on 55 for 6 in the 8th over. And Allen comes and he bowls, and batsman is back and pushing it back to the bowler for no runs. And of course, the batsman on the crease, Denver Didi, on 4 of 9 deliveries, is trying to hit this time. It's in the air and it falls behind Footman. The fielder chases and tries to dive, but in the end, the ball beats him to the in the race to the boundary, and it's 4 runs for Didi of the last delivery of Alan Prosper. And right now, we see the horrendous 2 situation where we got 2 run-outs, one of brilliant fielding, and the second on of some confusion by the batters. Do you think that Soufriere has anything left in the tank to chase this mammoth score?
Anything left in the tank is a very good statement. At this time, I don't think that Soufriere has anything left much in the tank. Now, I think communication is the key out there. If they had better communication, then the runouts would have been, they wouldn't have been resulting in runouts like that. I think it's the lack of good communication between the batsmen. So at the moment, we have Sanjay Pamphil with another over from the airport end, and he will be bowling to Sanjay Pamphil. So Sanjay Hill to Sanjay Pamphil. Sanjay to Sanjay. And here he goes into a good shot. It's gone down to mid-off as a throw, and well stopped by the figure of Dylan John, who comes around. And a quick single taken, and the score moves on to 60 for 6. Some quick wickets after that brilliant start from the Soufriere Stumpers. And the consultation and little assembly that the captain called together seem to be working. And there is no run after playing that shot from the delivery of Sanjay Hill. So we have Sanjay's batting and Sanjay bowling. So Sanjay Pamphil is the one that's batting, and Sanjay Hill is the one that's bowling. The tall figure. I was told that he is about 6'2", Mr. Smith. 6'2". Well, that was the measurement height given to us by the statistician. They know that he does tailoring as well. So yes, that's Sanjay Hill coming in from the airport end, and he is bowling to Didier. Denver Didier. As he faces the ball. Oh boy, taking that in the groin area. He went for a big heave and missing the ball completely. Probably he is well padded up there. We know in these areas it's very painful.
He faces the ball.
Oh boy, taking that in the groin area.
You know, when you get hit,
he went for a big heave. Tender spot. You go down and you cry a lot from these kind of hits. But here comes Sanjay Hill again from the airport end, bowling to Didier. It's a very good shot, straight back. It's a maximum. A very high one. Is a good shot, brilliantly done by Didier, and is 6 runs. And the score kind of hit moves on. Here comes Sanjay Hill again from 72, bowling to Didier. It's a very good shot, straight back. It's a maximum. 72 for 6. So we have given them 6 runs extra, so we have to take away the 6. So the score is 66 for 6. That's a dangerous kind of number there. 6, 6, 6. Yes, as we come to the end of the 9th over of the innings, the score is 6, 6, 6. I see Mr. Charles already trying to run from his seat when he hears the number 666. He thinks, according to the books and the Bible, the 666 represents something. I'm not too sure. I have to read more about that. Probably Mr. Smith can give us some highlights on what 666 means. But however, we go over to Mr. Charles. We have seen from that start that you see the City Blasters look like they were looking down the barrel of the gun, but now the Stompers are the ones that are looking down the barrel of the gun.
Yes, of course. And although you're saying that about Mr. Smith, although he looks a little aged, I don't think he was around for that time in the Bible, right, Mr. Smith? And of course, we knew that if with a couple of wickets that with the bowling attack that the City Blasters have, that it was always going to be difficult for Soufre. Although he started brilliantly, now we can see that they coming back. We seen the attack, the bowling attack coming to fruition and really restricting the batters, taking 6 wickets very quickly. And now Soufre is struggling with Sanjay Pamphil and Didier and Denver Didier at the crease right now. And of course, we have Merlin Sami coming in to bowl ahead of his brother Darren Sami. And he comes in, bowls past the umpire, bowls it short and wide. And the umpire signals wide. And now the score moves on to 67 for 6. And of course, right now, Soufre need 133 runs of the last 10.5 overs, sorry. And of course, we have Sanjay Pamphil playing this one back to the bowler. And no run, so the score remains at 67 for 6. And Merlin comes and he bowls. And this one clips the pad and goes through to the keeper on the leg side, and the result, no runs. And now Merlin comes and he bowls. And this one, the run rate drops all the way to 7 runs and over, and they require 12 to win this match, which seems a mammoth task. But in the game of cricket, you never know what will happen. And Merlin comes and he bowls, and this one goes down the leg side. And we have a wide for Merlin Sami to Sanjay Pamphil. And that moves the score on to 68 for 6. And of course, right now it looks very comfortable for the City Blasters, who came back into this game with some brilliant bowling. And this ball, of course, right now it looks very comfortable outside edge of the bat. City Blasters came back into this game. The keeper brilliant bowling hit on that one, but he stopped it, and the captain Darren Sammy comes around to collect and to help out the keeper. And so Merlin continues, and the batsman walks forward and tries to hit that one, but it came with some pepper, and it takes the top of the off stump. And now the 7th wicket falls to help out the Super Stumpers, and they look in dire straits. Merlin Sami taking the wicket, and Sanjay Pam continues, and the batsman walks forward and now the City Blasters seem very, very happy and elated as they go through the batting order of the Super Stumpers. And of course, right now we have Quint Mesman coming in to strike. And we took a little water break, and for the keeper to go and change. Right now we have one more delivery in the 10th over. And a new batter, Quint Mesman, who was also one of the opening bowlers, is now on strike with 7 wickets down for the Super Stumper. And we have Merlin Sami to continue from his end. He comes in past the bowler and he bowls, and the batsman is hitting it across to point. And he carried it in the air for a while but dropped just short. Just short of the fielder, Kedilus Forrest, who goes down to try to take the catch, but he misses, and Sanjay Hill comes across and stops it in the boundary and restrict them to only a single. And right now the City Blasters look in firm control of this game. And now we have another bowling change. We have Rhyme Joseph coming back in. And the score is 69 for 7. And of course, we have Rhyme Joseph now moving the field around to try and get it just right as the City Blasters look to try and end this game early. And Rhyme comes in and he bowls, and Quinton is back and pushing it to the mid-wicket. Sanjay Hill coming across, picking up the ball and returning to the bowler for no runs. The score remains on 69 for 7. And Rhyme bowls, and the bowler is back and hitting it back. The bowler comes around and fields his own ball, restricting the batsman to no runs. The score remaining on 69 for 7. Rhyme bowls again, and the batter is down and swinging just past the umpire. And it's a brilliant fielding, stops the boundary and restricts them to just 2 runs. A nice throw in the keeper, throw high. Stephen Natram getting some good height on the jump and stopping the ball from going for any overthrows. And Rhyme continues. And he bowls, and the batsman is back and pushing it for the offside. And Keddy comes across and picks it up for no runs. The score remains on 71 for 7 with 2 deliveries left in this over. And Rhyme comes and he bowls. And this batsman is down on his ankle and he hits this one high outside of the stadium. Outside of the stadium for maximum. The score moves on to 77 for 7. And Rhyme comes and he bowls. And this batsman is down on his ankle and he hits this one high outside of the stadium. Outside of the stadium for maximum. The score moves on to 77 for 7. And Rhyme comes and he bowls. And Rhyme comes and he bowls. And this batsman is down on his ankle and he hits this one high outside of the stadium. And Rhyme again comes into bowl. And the batsman is forward, hitting it over long on for 6 runs. To end the over, the score moves on to 83 for 7 at the end of Rhyme's over. He's now gone for 29 runs in his 2 overs. And Rhyme again comes into bowl. And the Mullen Sami continues his over, and he comes in to bowl his first delivery, and it's short and wide, and the batsman just flashes and hits it over square for 4 runs. And Merlin comes into bowl and he's a full toss, and Quincy is straight back at him. But the fielder at long on comes across and stops the ball and gets it back to the bowler for a single. And Merlin comes into bowl and he's full. A full toss and Quincy is straight back at him. But the fielder had long on. And the batter again swings and hits it to long on. The fielder Zai Alfred comes across and stops the ball. The batsman crossed for a single. The score moves on to 89 for 7 in the 11th over, the 12th over, sorry. And Merlin comes in and he bowls, and the batsman just pushes at that one. And the bowler failed to recover his ball, and they run through for a quick single. And the score moves on to 90 for 7. And of course, right now, Merlin Sami is on the attack to Quint, who's been flashing his bat and scoring some runs. Now on 16. And hits the ball and goes straight through the hands of the fielder at cover. And it's 4 runs. And the score moves on to 94 for 7. And Quint seems to have the attacking nature and the flair, swinging at everything, and now scoring a couple boundaries. A full toss, and Quint is straight back at him. Moving on to 20. The fielder had long on. And Merlin now back on his mark. He comes into bowl. He goes past the umpire and bowls. And the batter again is swinging. And the fielder seems to have dropped it in front of the boundary. He comes into batsman's camp. He goes by 2 runs, end the over. Umpire and bowls. 96 for 7. Batter again is swinging. And now we have the opening bowler, like Prosper, coming back onto the attack from the airport end. And of course we have Denver Didier, who's been in for a while. There's now 20 runs of 18 balls with 3 fours and 1 6. And we have Quint Mesman, who came in and started hitting the ball brilliantly to get some momentum back in Soufre's favor, with 22 runs of 10 deliveries with 1 4 and 2 6s. Right now the Soufre Stumpers need 102 runs of 8 overs. It is very possible if they can keep the wickets and keep hitting the ball. And Prosper comes into bowl. He bowls full, and the batter is back and hits the pads, and he fields his own delivery for no runs. Lloyd Prosper now comes into bowl. He bowls on a good length. The batter pushes this one back, and Prosper fields his own delivery and resulting in no runs for the batting team. The score remains on 96 for 7. Lloyd Prosper coming in and bowling quick and on the right line right now, and giving the batsman some trouble. Now he comes in past the umpire and he bowls, and the batter is swinging across the line. And he gets one as he hits it through mid-wicket, and we have Merlin Sami coming across and fielding and getting the ball back in. So now we have Quint Mesmer back on strike, who's been hitting the ball very well, and we're going to see how he faces against the pace of Lloyd Prosper. And Lloyd comes into bowl, and a shot and quick outside the off stump. The batsman swings and tries to hit, but misses. And we have no score of that ball, and it's now 97 for 7. And Lloyd Prosper back in. And Mesman swinging and hitting this one down to the boundary for 4. The fine leg boundary. And the score now goes to 101. The 100 coming up in 87 deliveries with 10 fours and 5 sixes. The Super Stumpers now 97 to win, but with only 3 wickets in hand. And now the batsman calls for a helmet with the pace of Loic very troubling to most batsmen. So batsman on strike, Mesman, who just hit a boundary, will now face the last delivery of Loic's over. And he comes into bowl. He passes the umpire and he bowls. Shot. And the batsman is back confidently and hitting it over. Long on for 6. A big maximum from Mesman. He came in and he's now on 32 shot of only 14 deliveries and back confidently and hitting it shot attack and the batsman City Blasters back confidently and hitting it over long on for 6. A big maximum from Mesman. He came in and and right now the Super Stumpers team back on track, although they lost some wickets. They're really going after the bowling, needing only 91 of 7 overs. With a couple more big overs like this, we can easily get an exciting match towards the end. We have now Mesman, although he just came in now, leading the scoring for Soufre with 32 of 13 deliveries, and Didier on with 21 accompanying him. And of course we have Merlin Sami going to continue the bowling. Continue the bowling for the City Blasters, and he's going to be bowling to Denver Didier, who's now on strike. And Merlin comes into bowl, he goes past the umpire bowl, and the batter is swinging and missing. The ball goes into the keeper, the keeper's gloves. A big heave there by Denver Didier, looking to really hit the ball, but he misses just outside the off stump. And the score remains on 107 for 7. We have Merlin on the top of his mark, and he comes into bowl, goes past the umpire and he bowls, and he's shot, and the batter is back and swinging over covers of the back foot, and it's 4 runs to Denver Didier, and moves on to 25. And he comes into bowl, goes past the umpire and he bowls, 101 and he's shot, 7. The batter is back for 7. And swinging over covers of the back foot. And let's see how the bowler reacts. And Merlin is forward and bowling the ball, and the batter could only hit it back to him. So no runs to the off that delivery, and the score remains on 111 for 7. And of course right now the Stumpers missing 87 runs of 6 overs at a run rate of 13. And Sami comes in and he bowls and is full, and Merlin swings out. The batter swings and he misses. And the batsman now swings and hit this one to long on, and they cross. And they cross for a single. And the bowler comes in and bowls, and the batter swings and he hits this one to the long on here. The fielder comes across and stops it, and the score now moves on to 113 for 7 after the 14th over.
Okay, at the end of the 14th over, the score 113 for 7. The club Whistler Super Stumpers looking at 198 for victory. They require another 85 runs in 6 overs.
And we have a switch of bowlers, and the northern end, Dylan John, will continue. And he comes in and he bowls to Mesman, and Mesman is forward and hitting that. And we have a brilliant run by the fielder there, but in the end he drops the catch, and the batsman only crossed for a single. He comes in and he bowls to Mesman, and Mesman is forward and hitting that for 7. We have a brilliant run by the fielder there, but in and Dylan comes into bowl. He bowls, and Didier, taking a couple steps forward, swings at this one and misses. And the ball goes in to the keeper, and the score remains on 114 for 7 in the 15th over. So now we have 5.4 overs left, and the Super Stumpers chasing 84. And Dylan John comes in and he goes past the umpire and bowls, and the batter again trying to have a big heave, and he misses again, and the ball goes into the gloves of keeper Stephen Natram, and the score remains on 114 for 7. And Dylan John seems to be coming back with a brilliant spell. So far, just a single off his bowling, and he's ready. He runs up and goes by the umpire and bowls, and the ball is just outside the off stump. The batter tries to dab it through the third man position, but misses again, and the score remains on 114 for 7. And of course, right now, Mesman, who has been hitting the ball very well, is on the non-striker's end. And Didier is walking down the track and swinging across the line. And swinging across the line. And the fielder comes across and misfield, and it goes to the boundary for 4 runs. His end. And Didier is walking down the track and swinging across the line. And swinging across the line. And that moves the score on to 118 for 7. And Dylan continues. And Dylan continues, and this one is hit hard and on top of the roof of the media area. Brilliant hit from the batter, Didier. 6 runs. And now the Dylan continues, and this one is 124 for 7. On top of the roof of the media area. Brilliant hit from the batter.
Over the score 124 for 7.
And now that 15 overs are up, the score is 124 with Denver Didier now moving on to 36. And we have Mesman on 34. And right now we have Allen Prospect back on the attack to bowl his last over. And we have Mesman, who's been hitting the ball brilliantly with 34-15 on strike. And he's back and he's hitting this in the air. And hit that ball hard over the extra cover area for 6 runs. And now moves him on to 40 runs of 16 deliveries. It's in the air. It's 130 for 7. Hard over the extra cover area for 6 runs. Seems now moves the attack to the bowlers, and he bowls again. This one a little quicker, and he misses. Mesman swings and misses, and he goes through the keeper, blocks it with the pad, and the captain comes around to collect the ball, and no runs off that delivery. And Allen bowls, and the batter is swinging and hitting this one through to square leg, and they run through for a quick single with Sanjay Hill coming across the field and getting the ball back into the hands of the bowler. And now we have Didi on strike, who's now on 36 of 31 deliveries with 5 fours and 2 sixes. And Allen Prospect comes in and bowls, and he's back and hitting in the air. It's in the air, but it falls in no man land. Before the long one comes in, 2 sixes. Pick up the ball and get it back to the bowler, and Allen Prospect comes in and bowls. And he's back and hitting in the air. It's in the air, but it falls in no man land. And now Mesmer on strike, and Allen bowls and he swings towards square leg. And the ball lands before the fielder and rolls to him. He picks up and throws it in for another single. The score moves on to 143 for 7. And the 15th over. 1 delivery remaining in the 16th over, sorry. And the bowler bowls Prospect. And Didi is forward and swinging. And he gets an edge, and the keeper takes a brilliant catch at the back to end the innings of Denver Didi, who went out for 37 of 42 deliveries. Steven Natrum with the quick hands. Didi catching, swinging, and he gets an edge, and the keeper takes the last delivery of Alvin's spell. So that means he ends with the figures of 4 overs, 2 wickets for 18 runs, 3 wickets for 18 runs. And now we have Jezreel Prospect coming into the strike. And of course, we know that Allen Prospect was the one who brought back the Soufre Stumpers when they were going all out. He came in with the ball and was brilliant in his first 2 overs, really restricting them. And now he was rewarded with 3 wickets at the end. And right now we have his partner in crime who really restricted Soufre, Sanjay Hill, also known as Binga, coming back on the northern end to take the ball. Also bowling his last overs with his figures so far: 3 overs, 2 wickets for 13 runs. And of course, we have Mesman on strike now on 42 of 19 deliveries, hitting at over 200 strike rate. Going to face Hill, who has been like a hailstorm, really coming through and bowling that ball up there and getting some good bounce, troubling every batter so far. So let's see how Mesman handles it. He's forward and he hits this one in the air. And this one carries all the way to the fence. This one is hit over the long off area. He's forward and he hits this one in the air. Wide long off area. This one carries all the way to the fence. And that moves him on to 48. This one is right now. He has 48 of 20 deliveries. Really hitting the ball very well. And now the Soufre Stumpers needing 59 of 3.5 overs. And of course now we have the captain Sammy recovering the ball and speaking to the bowler. And Mesmer is waiting patiently to try and go after him to get to his 50, I'm sure, and try to win this game for the Soufre Stumpers. So now they're changing the field around a little and giving them a little break so that They can take on this attacking fury from Quint Mesman, who is now on 48 of 20 deliveries with 5 sixes and 2 fours. So he's dealing in sixes right now. And now Hale is ready. He comes in past the umpire and he bowls. And the batter is swinging, having a big heave at that one and missing outside the off stump. And ball goes in for the keeper, and there's no runs scored off that delivery. So the score remains on 149 for 8. And the bowler is ready at the top of his mark. And he comes in and goes past the umpire and bowls. And the batter swings and makes little contact on that. It rolls to the cover area and they scamper through for a single, which brings the score to 140 for 8, with Mesman on 49 and Jezreel Prosper, the batter that came in at the end of the last over, on not yet facing the ball. And of course, Hale is ready, but the captain holds him back and changes the field a little, bringing the cover in a little closer and making sure that the fielders are exactly where he needs them to be. And Hale comes in, goes past the umpire, and he bowls, and he's it's on a good length. Jezreel is back and pushing him back to the bowler. And of course, there's no run scored out there, so the score remains on 140 for 8. And Binga comes in and he bowls, and he hits this one a little wide of the cover, so mid-off comes around to block the ball, but the batsman go through for a single. And that's Prosper out strike. The score now 144 for 8. And one delivery left to Mesman, who's on 49, and Hale comes in and bowls, and he's swinging, and he's hit to cover, and the cover miss, and they run through for the single, and that brings up the 50 for Mesmer, who has 50 of 23 deliveries with 2 fours and 5 sixes. 49. And that's the end of the over, and he's swinging now on 142 hit to cover, and the cover miss, and they run through for the single, and that brings 3 balls, 3 overs.
Score 142 for 8, 56 required in 3 overs.
And of course, right now, the Stumpers need to be going at 18 runs and over, meaning missing 56 runs of the last 3 overs. But we have Quint Mesman, who's been hitting the ball very well at a strike rate of over 200. He gets to his 50 in 23 deliveries. And we have a change of bowling at the end with Allen finishes his spell. We now have Merlin Sammy coming back onto the bowling attack, with his figures 3 overs for 22 runs and 1 wicket. And he comes in and he bowls to Mesman, and Mesman is swinging in the air. It's in the air. The square leg runs in, but it was just short of him, and they go through for a single. The score moves on to 143 for 8. Now we have Jezreel Prosper back on strike against Merlin Sammy. And the bowler goes past the umpire and bowls. And Jezreel is swinging and missing. And the ball goes into the hand of the keeper. And of course, Merlin Sammy comes into bowl, and he goes past the umpire and bowls, and Jezreel is swinging to fine leg to third man. And the fielder could not get down in time, and the ball goes past and goes into the boundary for 4 runs, moving the score onto a 147 for 8. And of course, right now, the Stumpers missing 51 runs. And Merlin comes in on the ball, and Jezreel swings and misses again. And the score remains on 147. The ball just outside the off stump, and Jezreel trying to hit that through the covers, but missing. And now it goes through to the keeper, Stephen Natram. And the bowler back at the top of his mark, and he comes in, goes past the umpire, and bowls. And Jezreel is swinging across the line and missing. And the fielder, Rhyme Joseph, runs in, gets it, and has a go at the stumps, hits, but the batsman is back into his crease at the point. And of course, no runs scored. The score remains on 147 for 8, with 1 over left in the 18th over. And now Merlin Sammy comes into bowl to Jezreel, past the umpire, bowls, and misses the ball, hits his pads, and the fielder comes across and stops it. So now that's the end of the over, 147 for 8.
Requiring 51 from 2 overs.
Okay, and now we have Dylan John back on the attack. And he comes into bowl to Mesman, who swings and misses. It goes through to the keeper. And the result is another dot ball, and the score remains on 147 for 8. And of course, Dylan with the figures of 2 overs for 22 runs and no wickets so far. And we had the over of Merlin Sammy, who completed his 4 overs for 27 runs and 1 wicket. And Dylan again comes down on bowl, and the batsman having a big swing and missing outside the off stump, and the ball goes through to the keeper, and the score remains on 147. And the Super Stumpers can't seem to get off that mark for the past couple of deliveries. And Dylan now at the top of his mark, and he gets ready to come into bowl. And he goes past the umpire and bowls, and the ball is hit hard into the stands. And Dylan going for the maximum with the 150 coming up of 121 deliveries with 13 fours and 10 sixes. Mesman moving on to 57. And he goes past the umpire and bowls, and the ball is hit hard into the stands. Taking the attack to the bowlers, but it may be too little, too late. With the over, the penultimate over being bowled right now. And Dylan bowls again, and he swings again. A big heave and missing outside the off stump. And ball goes through to the keeper. There's no run scored of the delivery, and the score now 153 for 8. And of course, Dylan now comes in and bowls. It's outside the off stump and wide. The umpire signal wide, and the score moves on to 154 for 8. And he's back at the top of his mark and gets ready to bowl. Facing Mesmer, who's been quite brilliant with the bat, hitting 6 sixes so far. And Dylan passes the umpire and bowls, and batsman is down, giving himself some room and trying to swing to a ball outside the off stump, and misses. He goes through for no runs. Some good bowling by Dylan after that maximum. He's come back really well, bowling just outside the off stump, and the batter missing both of the deliveries. And right now, the one ball left in this over, and Mesman having a big heave outside the off stump and missing completely, and the ball goes through to the keeper, and that's the end of Dylan's over. And his figures 3 overs, 29 runs. And right now the Stumpers require 44 runs in the last over, which will be bowled by, let's see, by Loic Prosper.
They're going up against the Sozel Credit Union, Sozel Craftmaster.
And of course, right now we're in the last over of this game. The Stumpers requiring 44 runs, which is, and he goes past the umpire and bowls without any hit. Hard illegal deliveries into the stands. Impossible. So right now we have Jezreel Prosper on strike to face Loic Prosper. Prosper to Prosper. Earlier we saw the combination reversed, and now we see Prosper returning the favors Loic returning the favors to Jezreel, I should say, with a brilliant ball outside the off stump, and Jezreel missing that one. And earlier in the day, we had Jezreel Prosper bowling to Loic Prosper, and he was on the money and really troubling Loic. And so now Loic gets the chance to repay the favor. Now he comes in and he bowls to Jezreel, and Jezreel is back and playing this one onto his path and down. The bowler walks down and picks up his own ball and has a little word with the batter and walks back to his mark. It seems to be a nice friendly rivalry between the two, as earlier we had the reverse rules. So Loic now walking back to his mark. He's at the top of his mark and he gets ready to bowl. He runs in past the umpire and bowls, and is back and shot at Loic, and Jezreel is swinging and hitting that one over to the mid-on fielder, ready to bowl for a single. He runs in, and the score moves past the umpire, 150 bowls, and is back and shot at Loic, and Jezreel is strike on 47, swinging on 57 of 30 deliveries. And let's see what happens when he faces Loic. Loic comes in and bowls, and he hits this one in the air. It's high up in the air, and fielders conserve, and Zai comes in and he misjudges it, and it falls, and they come back for a second, and chance for a run out, but Loic misses the ball, and the batsman come back for a second, moving the score to 157. It's high up in the air, and we have fielders conserve, and Zai comes in and he misjudges it. Two deliveries left in the game, and they come back for a second. And it's comfortable to say that the City Blasters seem to have this one in the bag. And Loic comes in and he goes past the umpire and bowls to Mesman, and Mesman is swinging again. This time he hits it over the keeper and runs to the boundary for 4, moving the score on to 161. And Loic comes in on 67 and bowls to Mesman, and Mesman is swinging again. This time getting ready to be bowled by Loic, who so runs to the boundary for 4. 2.5 overs and 36 runs off his bowling. So the batters seem to have enjoyed his bowling. And now he gets ready. He gets ready to bowl to Mesman again. And he comes in and he goes past the umpire and bowls. And he swings and is going towards the mid-on boundary. And the fielder comes around and recovers the ball cleanly and gets it in. And that was the last delivery. The batsman went for a single, and that's the end of the game. To bowl to Mesman again. And he comes in and manages 162 balls, 8. And he swings in the chase of 196 mid-on boundary. So the City Blasters comes around and recovers the ball cleanly. And in this first encounter for City Blasters, but the second loss for the Super Stumpers, who have one more game to come up with something to have a say in this tournament, with them missing the final match against the Monrepo Renegades, the Mawia Renegades, sorry. And of course, a recap of the game. In the first innings, we had the Avatar City Blasters scoring 197 all out in 19.3 overs, with Gaspar Prosper scoring 100, Arlene Prosper on 20, scoring 29, and Kelly Los Porres on 27. And we had Jezreel Prosper taking 3 wickets for 18 runs, and Mesman taking 2 for 26. And then in reply, Soufre managed 162 for 8 in their 20 overs, with Mesmer scoring 64 not out of 33 deliveries, and Denver DeVille scoring 36. And we had Alan Prosper, brilliant bowling of 3 for 18, and Sanjay Hill with 2 for 22. And of course, we had some brilliant batting and bowling from Mesmer, but it was not enough, as Gaspar 100 and as well as the brilliant bowling from Alan Prosper really gave the Blasters some good win here today. And now we're preparing for the second game between the Monrepo Credit Union and Mawia Renegades. And of course, right now we're looking at the points table in the
quiet afternoon as Mesmer comes in again. It's in the air. Oh, and it's well caught. He tried to hit that one and over.
The bowler is ready again. He goes past the umpire and he bowls. And this one he flicks through mid-wicket, and that one goes to the boundary for a loose power boundary.
Comes to Kelly Les Porres. Very good shot out to the man who is at backward point. There's a call for a run out, but batsman was safely home.
Across all boundaries. Let's see how Cameron responds. And he comes in, he bowls. He's full, and he's hitting it straight over the batsman. Another 6. Right now, 4 boundaries, 1 4 and 3 sixes. And he continues to bowls past the umpire. Slow ball, and Gaspar is onto it quick, and another boundary, 4 runs.
And here he comes again. That's Desmond Alfred to Gaspar Prosper. Swings in annoyed.
Now the run rate jumps to 11 and over. And now Gaspar is back. This one is short, and he hits right up in the media area.
Between these two, and Ecstasy Manuel bowls another delivery, and it goes into the hands of the man at backward point from the bat of Kelly Les Porres, and the second wicket goes still there on 67. Darren Sammy, first ball, 4 runs, and he's still on strike facing Ecstasy Manuel. Manuel. Another shot, it's in the air, it could be caught, yes!
30 balls, hitting at over 250. And Steven goes and hits it straight up in the air. The keeper runs and takes a brilliant catch. And the bowler comes in and he bowls full, and Gaspar is onto it in a flash and hits it. And hits it over. The score 151. And he bowls and he's back, and Gaspar is cutting again and fielder dive but misses. But there's a chase, but he couldn't
too. Gaspar Prosper is there as well. He's in the 90s already. Ball eluding the man there at extra cover, and it runs into the boundary for much of these defensive stroke in this innings. But here comes Ecstasy Manuel bowling to Alan Prosper. A very good shot again, hitting it right back, and it. Oh!
He just continued scoring at over 12 runs and over. And Palmfield comes and he bowls, and he's full outside on the body. And Gaspar scampered. He seems to be trying. We saw a batsman get to 99 and then it lost his wicket. So let's see what happens today. And Gaspar is back and blocking and takes a quick single. Although he seems to be struggling running. His limb comes in and he bowls to Arlen Prosper. And the ball is full outside the off stump, but he hits it hard and straight to the fielder, who bubbles it and it rolls to the boundary for 4.
And the bowler continued is Mesme. Quint Mesme, opening bowler as he comes. A very good shot again for North Raiders. And they have lost that game, although he scored 99. Oh, it's in the air, and it's racing down to the boundary for 4. Of the, so 99 from 40 balls. Pushes there, and he comes through. It's going to happen as he limps through.
The score is now 168 for 4. And the bowler now seems ready. He goes past the umpire and he bowls full on the stump. And
it's the end of the game 4, where the Avatar City Blasters defeating the Super Stompers. And joining us at the ceremony is the captain of the Super Stompers, Ashley Hippolyte. Yeah, Ashley said again, in the game today, your team did well in bits and pieces, but what do you think really broke the camel's back?
I think I'll give them credit because they at the first point in time they with 718, he was going about a good run rate, and I think it was about the 250 we could achieve, but the guys come back very strong in the game, restricting them to 190 something. And that was.
But do you think that you all miss Tennessee Hippolyte today?
Well, he's one of the key guys, so yes. But I think we had a very good start at 3 overs, we were 44, and I think we could not ask for no better start than that. But we just keep on losing wicket, and when we keep on climbing on and putting more pressure on them.
Well, at least for this game, you did have some good points in the game. But one more game to go. What do you think? Do you think you still have a chance to be in the last 2 of the group to qualify?
But it's not the end of the SPL. We still gotta come out strong.
Well, all the best in the next game. Yes, Darren, congratulations to you. You're starting on a winning note.
Yeah, it's that we won today, but obviously the scorebook will not show how close that game was. Well played to Gaspar. I think he gave us a good platform. But we still got some work to do.
Well, and you see Gaspar coming to form just about the right time.
Yeah, he's been batting well. I think he showed his experience today and gave us a good figure that even though with the stats we had, we could pull back the game.
And just a bit on the pitch, yesterday we had over 700 runs scored, and today your team getting over 200 and Soufre almost challenging that.
I think that's the highlight of this tournament so far. Good pitches brings good cricket. Kudos to the groundsmen for preparing good cricket wickets. It's something we've really been lacking here. But with T20 runs scoring, it shows that the wicket is good. And today, after I was quite shocked when they won the toss and put us in, to be honest. But so far so good. Hopefully, guys to continue in the surface. Midweek we go to Brazil. Hopefully there's a good cricket weekend there as well.
Well, all the best in the next couple matches.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that was the captain of the Avatar City Blasters, Darren Sammy. And we're going to call on the man of the match for this evening's game, Gaspar Prosper, for his 100. I'd like to call to join me, Kirby Sydney, to make a presentation. And 100 by Gaspar Prosper is the first in the SPL T20. So let's get a round of applause for Gaspar Prosper. Yes, Gaspar, after the last couple of innings struggling, you finally came into form.
Well, I wouldn't say struggling. We're just not getting enough. But today, all in all, it was a good knock. A very good batting wicket. Just played for the line. The ball was coming into the bat nicely. Just played each ball on its merits. And that did the trick.
Well, I guess a lot of people saw the old Gaspar Prosper today. And they're hoping that they can see more of that in the matches to come.
Oh yes, we're looking to see much more of that right on to the finals.
Well, congratulations again and all the best in the next few matches.
Thank you.
So that was Gaspar Prosper, man of the match for the evening's game, Avatar City Blasters versus the Super Stumpers. And don't go away, because we still have another exciting encounter to come. The Shuttlecraft Masters, they are taking on the Mabuya Valley Renegades. And don't forget the Craft Masters won their first encounter on Friday, so they're looking to go 2 up. While the Renegades, in the first game of this evening, looking to probably cause an upset. So don't go away. We'll be back in the next 45 minutes or so.